Yeah, I didn't get nothing done today. I wound up laying down.
Uh,
Like I said, then I went to sleep.
well, he must have needed it.
Well, I think so. Because when I did wake up, I said, "Oh shit, no." Lay back down. Yeah, I was taking my time this morning. I made the jambalaya this morning at the last minute. I forgot to bake it.
You
And
want
I
me to
made
make
it
you
as
host or
Justin was walking out. I was able
you
to
want me
hand
to
him a
make you
plate.
host or co-host?
Co-host is good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Like I said, I'm not going anywhere. If I fly, I'm gonna fly later.
Okay.
But I have enough videos set up that I could I got tomorrow, today and tomorrow came out. So sometimes I need to slow down. Justin's gonna look at this and think I went to Izzo's. I mean, went to.
Oh, looky, looky,
He's gonna say,
looky.
"You went to Chipotle?" No, that's a jambalaya burrito.
That looks good.
What I did, I said, "Let me put it in a burrito. I can make it like that." And guess what? My Bose earphones are working.
Good afternoon, Adam.
Don't ask me how or why, but I plugged them in and they kicked. They all and I double checked. What I did is I disconnected them from the IBM, connected them again back to the Apple, and it went right on. Don't know why.
Okay, I'm getting ready to go.
Okay.
The thing is, I noticed down there's a lot of people down there because they're fishing like hell down there.
Yeah. Must be catching something.
Yeah, every time I go down there, the person I talk to is saying that he caught 5, 6, 7.
Yep.
So good for him. It's just not for me. I'd rather fly.
Yep. I'd be honest with you. If I was catching 5, 6, 7 fish, I might be fishing. If I was bringing them home. What's up, Justin?
Okay, I'll be back.
Yeah, Justin just popped in.
Ready?
Yeah, how come y'all are on so early?
He's getting ready to go fly a ship.
Yeah, okay.
I made Justin a co-host too.
Good. Look, Justin,
Where's that from?
that's my kitchen. It's a jambalaya burrito.
Justin, I don't have your current phone number. You know that.
I thought I gave it to you.
I just found a better way to eat jambalaya. you can pick it up.
Oh, man.
You weren't here this morning, right?
No.
Yeah, I had my last night. I walked to the back. I was listening to Coast to Coast, and my Bose sports earbud dropped out. And it does that sometimes when I walk to the back. When I walk up front, it comes back on. It came back on. It said connected to Joseph's iMac. Then I heard a boom, and it went off again, and the sound never changed. I could not get the earbud hooked back up to the Apple computer after everything I could think of. I reset it, redid everything, killed it from all the device, checked all the other devices I had. Nothing was connected to it. Went back and forth. So I said, well, let me try to connect it to IBM. IBM went right to IBM. So it would connect to the IBM, would not connect to the Apple. So I said, well, I guess I'm gonna flip the earbuds, do one different computers. So this morning, as soon as we got off of Paul, I said, let me disconnect everything and try it again. Did it again. Now it's connected back to the Apple. I have no idea.
Huh.
Didn't do anything different. Picked it up and said, connected to Joe's iPhone again. Boom, kicked right in. I said, you stupid thing.
Probably some kind of glitch or something.
It didn't, I don't know what it did. I have no idea. Because I did the same thing every time. Because when it hasn't connected before, they tell you put it back in the case, then they said, open your case, press the button for 5 seconds, and it'll connect. And I did that and it wouldn't connect. I reset it completely. It wasn't connected to anything. Said, go find it. Told each one of the computers that at different times though, because they were never connected to the same. But I would tell it, forget the device. It'd forget the device. Then I say, go find the device, and it'd find it. And I say, okay, connect. And it connect. And it said it was connected, and then you'd hear boom, like a tone. And when you heard the tone, it would cut off. And it said disconnected. So I don't know what did it, but guess what? It's working. So
Interesting.
I'm thinking somebody around here has got something else that's got Bose. And they may have connected theirs last night and grabbed mine. And since it was connected to mine, it wouldn't connect to theirs. You see what I mean?
All right.
Y'all get any rain over there?
Mm, not really, no.
Yeah,
It's
we
a
got
little
some
cloudy
overnight.
out, but nothing crazy. It's pretty clear outside.
We got some overnight that was pretty hefty. But we've been getting every day a little hefty rain. Up by Johnny, a tornado went through.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we're
Didn't hit
supposed to
him.
get a little rain in about an hour or so, but nothing crazy.
It didn't hit Johnny. It was about 5 miles north of him, and the path was about 6 miles long.
What's up, Adam? How's it going?
DJI Mini 2 SE.
Yeah, he probably had a cheap drone that's only shooting at 480. Had to been
Yeah.
like a Holystone or a Potensic or something.
I was telling you that guy, that real estate guy, I know. His son bought him a Holystone. Hey, Lance.
Yeah,
Good, glad to hear that.
Paul had to go to fly his ship, so I guess he decided to go on early.
Yeah, he said it was gonna keep him down there during the show, or right in the beginning of the show. And I was just sitting here, so I said, well, go on. I mean, but Dave, I was out there that day and we were doing the property and I was shooting the property and the wind was about gusting to 30s. And he looked at me and said, you gonna be able to fly in this? And I had the Mavic 3. I said, yeah, what? And I had the Mavic 3 flying around. And he looked at me and he said, well, what's this one good for? I said, that trash can. And he now has a Mini 3 Pro.
Nice.
And he said the Mini 3 Pro, he can see the difference in it.
I mean, you definitely, it's a huge upgrade going from a little cheapy drone to just a mini.
Oh yeah.
Even a mini one would be a huge upgrade. Because a lot of these cheap drones, they claim to be, 4K and all this other crap, and
Right.
stabilized gimbal, and then you get it, and it's just junk. And what some of those Hollystones and those Potenzics cost, I mean, you're already pushing into Mini 1 and Mini 2 prices. You might as well just get a DJI. If you're
That's
trying
the
to
thing,
get a
because you
good
can
camera
go
down.
for the price of a Holy Stone right now. You can get a mini. I think it's the Mini 4K, the new one. It all depends on what you want it for.
Yeah, so most
If you out
people,
just to fly.
even most people that have 107s are only flying recreational, technically. They're just using the 107 to be able to do more things than they normally wouldn't be able to do. Because it gives them more leeway.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Well,
lot
that
of
was the
guys.
main reason I got it.
Yeah, there's more people out there flying 107 that aren't actually flying professional work than there are flying professional. I know way
But I
more.
do professional, on the side, so that's why I'm glad I got it. So I could go both ways with it.
Oh,
And
really?
don't clip that.
But no, it's there's a lot of guys out there that are getting it. And then there's a lot that went out there and got it under the misconception that they could do all this professional work with a Mini too, and or even an air tube. But like Dre said, you go to some of these job sites, they require you have a certain type of drone. They have a list of drones to choose from, and
Oh
they're
yeah.
not any of the cheaper ones. They're all like the 3,000-4,000 and more expensive drones.
I had an incident years ago. A company wanted me to shoot for them. And they said I had to have a full frame camera. And I didn't have a full frame camera at the time. And I said, well, what's the difference? Well, we're going to get a better perspective of it. I said, well, you said you like my pictures. That's not a full frame camera. I can give you whatever perspective you want of it. So they looked at me and they said, go ahead and this is what we want. Let's see what it looks like. And they said, you're not shooting with a full frame? I said, no. But I knew how to capture a subject,
Well, it's like people like Donald, right, that are more in business for himself, and people are coming to him to shoot. He makes the decisions on what he uses because they're not really giving him those type of guidelines. They're just like, this is
Yeah.
what we want. And he uses whatever equipment he has to get that done. Where like Dre goes to a job site, they have specific shit they want you to use,
Yeah.
period. Even if a Mini 2 could do the job, they don't find it good enough to do it. So they require you have like a Phantom 4 or something.
Yeah. And there's some things like the mapping, you got to have certain drones.
Nah, I don't have a scanner. I know Paul does, but no, I don't monitor none of that stuff. I'm not even into the ships like Paul is. It's all Paul's thing. I'm just friends with Paul.
He's got a marine radio.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's like specifically marine. It's probably just a random scanner that he can dial into whatever frequency they're using. Because honestly, most police scanners now, well, big police departments are going to those encrypted now, and you can't even listen to them anymore.
Well, I
Those
know
are
that's the
s-
pain in the ass.
special encrypted airways and stuff. I mean, I guess if you're technical enough and you know enough about that, you probably could get into it, but you get caught
It,
doing that though, you're gonna get in trouble.
it used to be all you needed was a 900 megahertz, and you could pick up all their bands.
Oh yeah, one
And
of
now
my,
they block everything.
my stepmom used to sit and listen to a scanner for hours back in the day because my dad was a firefighter.
Yeah.
So she was always like listening to the scanner all the time. I grew up around it, like first responder radios and stuff, listening to the tones and shit every time they'd call somebody out. It set off a specific tone, and then you knew which fire department they were hailing by whatever tone it was.
Yeah. It's like when I worked EMS, we had a tone that would hit. We'd be knocked out. And as soon as that tone came on, we were wide awake.
Yep.
So
I
you better
used
be
to
listening, because if you don't hear, you better not ask them what.
I used to wake up all the time because my dad's would go off all the time in the middle of the night when he was home. He was a fire chief in the volunteer fire department. Plus, he worked for the Marine base as a firefighter too. He was a captain at the Marine base. So started off as an engineer and then he became a captain later on.
Yeah.
And then had to quit that because of his knees. And then he ended up working as the head dispatcher in their dispatching office for the military. So he would dispatch all the military police and the fire department, all that stuff. He was in charge of their office. And he had like, what was it 34 years with his 4 years credited towards him for his Navy service. He had
Yeah.
34 years in total, the government. He had pretty good retirement.
I must say that he did good there.
And then my one uncle, he retired from the Army and he was in for 31 or 32 years. He was the E9 when he retired. What was it, Master Sergeant or whatever?
Master gunnery, maybe.
Yeah, he was in the Army.
Master gunnery.
Yeah, I think he was a master.
Yeah.
It was for the Army. And then
Oh, yeah, that's master.
he became for a private contractor for Raytheon, I think. Now he makes like 6 figures a year. I'm probably just some consulting job for them.
Yeah, in the Marines, you could become a master sergeant. That's more administration. Or you could be a master gunnery sergeant, which is more technical. Depends on your job. And I'll put it this way: the officers will talk to a master sergeant different than a master gun, because the master gun, you don't tell them shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my uncle was in for a long time, but my aunt was the only one that didn't live in California because they were always moving around. Because it was my aunt's husband. And they were always all over the place. They were over in Germany for like 6 years or some shit. They were over there for quite a while. My grandma went over there every year to visit them for about a month. She'd go over there and then she'd bring back a shit ton of Kinder eggs.
Yeah.
She'd take like 20 egg cartons with her, empty egg cartons, and she'd put the Kinder eggs inside of them and bring them back. And she'd
Wow.
have them sent back, and then the grandkids each got a carton of Kinder eggs. They had little toys in them. They're pretty cool. I mean, we have them over here, but the toys that they had and the ones in Germany were like super, like actual, like little miniature models of like Model Ts and different cars and stuff. They were really expensive little toys. They're really cool.
I'm going to throw this dish in the sink. I'll be right back.
What's up, Nunya? How's it going, man? That's typical Nunya. Most people, they start doing their own thing and they get busy doing that. That's, I don't even watch a lot of gamers I used to watch anymore because I'm so involved in my own shit that I don't really feel like sitting and watching them play so anymore. So, because I just get burnt out on watching it. So, usually when I hit up YouTube after I'm done gaming, I usually find content that has nothing to do with gaming. Unless I'm trying to find something out specific about a game or something.
Okay. Now I'm full. Past full.
Yeah, no problem, Nunya. That was my fault. I accidentally stepped on it one day when I was cleaning out my box of electronics. I have a big old, huge, like, chest that has nothing but cables and different things in it I use. And I pulled it out, had it sitting on the ground, and I accidentally stepped on it, broke it. But the camera itself was still fine, so.
So
But
last
still,
night, go ahead, go.
oh, no, go ahead.
No, last night I was watching Fox News when I was fighting with this computer, and they were talking about Trump and his running mates that he's picking, right now,
Uh-huh.
that he's vetting through right now. And he came up with one, and I was like this. I said, "You got to be kidding me!" Guess who it is?
Yeah,
Stefanik,
Stefanik,
the one that's doing all the drone bills.
Stefanik. I don't know
Yeah,
if I
from New
know him.
York. That's the female that's writing all those drone bills right now.
I don't know if I know her.
Well, she's the asshole that's got the bill out there to ban DJI drones. I'm hoping she's actually on the bottom of the list, and that's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, Elise Stefanik?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't recognize her.
Yeah, we do not need her as a vice president. You know what I mean?
Well, the problem with the jet, like I said before, with the drone bill, though, it's not just one side. Actually, both sides are, for the
Yeah, it's
most
heating up.
part, agreeing on it, which is bad for you guys. But like I said, then that's what's going to make it hard. It's just not one side trying to do it. You got probably 70 to 80% of both sides are agreeing on that, and so that's why I keep saying it's just a matter of when, not if, it's going to happen.
Yep.
It's just because they've already done it to TikTok. I mean, the TikTok's already on the chopping block now.
Well,
It's
TikTok's got a lot of lawsuits going in right now. So hopefully the same thing will happen with the drones. Like I said, I talked to Steve Scalise personally, and this is the guy that lived down the street from me. And I talked to him, and he said there's no way we're going to pass it in the House. The ban DJI, it did. It passed.
I told you.
That's all right.
It's
Wait till I'll see him. I'll see him July 4th.
and the reason why I said I didn't really agree with that when you told me that was because of the amount of people on both sides. I mean, like I said, if you looked at the TikTok bill when it went through, I mean, it was like a 96% vote yes, and then there was like a small percentage that voted no, and then there was like a what 1% that didn't vote at all. It was like 7 of them that didn't vote. They just sat
Yeah.
out on it. But yeah, it was like a 96 or something percent. Like it was crazy.
Well, Vic Moss said that everybody he's been talking to, he said he said he didn't think it would pass, and then he got optimistic that it would pass. Then he said all of a sudden he was very cautiously optimistic it would pass,
See,
saying
and
that
I don't
you know,
really think the government. I don't think it's Skydio. I think the government is using Skydio for that reason.
well the
Because
guy that
Skydio has no, they have no want to be in the.
yeah
I
I
mean, you
agree.
can tell that they don't really have a want to be into the regular market as far as just everyday people. So it's like, why would they really give a shit at that point? They know that
I-
their government contract's not gonna get stolen from some Chinese company. So I'm
Yep,
thinking the government's using Skydio as a scapegoat.
yeah, I do agree what you're saying, you know, but the guy from Skydio is the guy writing this stuff, is her consultant, the guy writing this shit.
Oh, I know, but you gotta think too, they have a contract with the government. Government's got them by the balls. They can come
Yeah,
to them
so
and
my
say, "We
question is,
want you to write this stuff. We want you to come out and say that DJI is bad." And they don't really have much of a choice at that point. So
yeah,
that's
my big
why
question,
I don't know. Go ahead.
I said, my big question is, how much stock does he have in Skydio?
Who?
The guy writing it. That
Oh,
was, he's not with Skydio anymore, but he was.
I'm sure he's probably got stock in it, unless he left the
Yeah,
company in
so,
bad terms.
wow.
But you're fine, Nunya. Ain't no big deal. Ain't nobody else talking besides you and Adam. So,
Yeah,
but like I said, I think the government's using Skydio as their scapegoat and saying that, you know, that they think that this is bad and all this other stuff, which I'm sure Skydio probably doesn't they don't seem to have a problem going along with it. But I don't think that they just outright came out and started all this. I think the government came to them and said, you know, you got a contract with us. We want you to say this, and then they went to some ex people from Skydio and said, we want you to write up some bills. And I mean, when it comes down to it, whether the excuse for them wanting to ban it is legit or not, they don't give a shit. They're just giving you a reason, whether it's legit or not. They're just giving you a reason. They just don't want Chinese shit here anymore. They're starting to get to where I think some of these politicians have realized that we have let China get too big, and now they're trying to reverse it one thing at a time. Which I kind of agree with to a certain extent. I think we need to get off China's tit, and I think we need to do it slowly but
yep.
gradually. I don't think going just all in and just banning everything right away, but slowly banning things over the course of years, I think will help that. But I think it needs to be a bit of a slow process, not something that's super fast. Because I mean, even American companies are starting to leave China now.
Yep.
I mean, they're realizing that China's not a good place to operate because of all the shit China does to companies, like they did with Apple. They pretty much extorted Apple for hundreds of millions of dollars, and then Apple was like, "Fuck you," and then they decided to leave China over it.
Yeah, that must be Paul's ship right there.
I
And he
don't
said it was
know.
down. He said that's downbound. Yes, downbound.
That was like when everybody thought there was going to be like a civil war a couple of years ago, and I'm just like, I don't know, dude. I think people are just too comfortable in their Western lives to really want to fight that serious against something. It would have to be something extremely. I mean, it would have to be something super extreme. Plus, I think a lot of this woke shit, I think is just a fad. It's going to fade off eventually. I mean, you're already seeing it starting to happen. So there's a lot more famous people and like artists and a lot more actors starting to come out against all this because they're getting tired of it now too. So
There's a lot of people getting tired of something.
but like I said, you're starting to see a lot more famous people come out talking against a lot of this shit that's going on in Hollywood and stuff like that too. So,
Man, I wanted to go fly today, but woke up, it was raining. It didn't start getting better till about 2 o'clock.
yeah, no, yeah, that's what I think. I think people are just too comfortable with the lives they have these days to really want to start a fucking civil war. I don't think it'd ever happen, to be honest with you. It'd have to be something extremely major, not just an election or something like that.
Hey, Justin, you know how bad I want that Marine Corps crap to come in? and to be able to buy that property. To be able just to go up there in my little neck of the woods and just there's where I'm at, you know what I mean?
hmm
Redo the fence all the way around there to dare you to come in. You know what I mean?
Well, I would have to say I wouldn't say anybody's rights have really ever been taken away. It feels like that, but I don't really, it's legally, it's never really happened. I mean, to be honest with you, it's just people feel that way. And a lot of it's coming from social media. They think because Facebook
Yeah.
bans them because they post something that's pro-Trump or whatever, that Facebook doesn't agree with them, that somehow that's infringing on their rights. It's just a private company that's serving their own agenda. I mean, unfortunately, the Constitution don't protect you from that. So the government starts doing shit like that, that's one thing, but I don't know. Maybe I just feel different because I'm in Florida. I mean, because we're kind of like the middle finger to the federal government. So
Well,
I
you know,
just living
the only
down.
thing that bothers me
hmm
is that they had a story about a 70-year-old grandmother that was outside an abortion clinic protesting pro-life. It might have been in New York City or someplace like that. She got arrested and she's getting jail time for it. But yet the guy could beat up the cop in New York City and doesn't even have to have bail. They let him right out.
Like I said, maybe that's just the way I feel because down here in Florida, I don't
Yeah,
feel any of that stuff. It doesn't really affect me. I don't feel like it does, like on a day-to-day basis,
yeah.
because of the constant, stuff we do down here to try to keep that kind of crap out of here. And it seems to be working really well down here. So I don't know. Maybe it's just how I feel here. I don't really live in a state that has a lot of those problems at the moment. So
Yeah, y'all haven't felt it, and like I said, I haven't felt it up here in Mandeville because it's Mandeville. But if I was in New Orleans, I'd feel it.
well, I
I'd
mean,
feel the difference.
it's just like here, like they tried to do that protest down in Miami about a month ago, and that shit got squashed within 20 minutes after it started. You know what I'm saying? They were like, nope, you guys ain't doing this down here. You're not going to start a riot down here in our city. And they squashed it. And that's the way it was through all the 2020 or the 2020 bullshit with COVID and all the riots that were going on. We didn't have any of that down here because we didn't allow it. And we still supported all our law enforcement and stuff. So I didn't feel any of that. Dude, when everybody else was going through all that shit, I felt like it was just business as usual down here. I mean, I was just, I guess, lucky. So, what's up, Sunstar? Oh, Steve, hey, what's up, man? I missed you in the chat there. How's it going?
Yeah, I got my shirt in,
The one you misspelled?
and I got the one fixed.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you
This one.
contact him and tell him you accidentally misspelled it or what?
Yeah, and they gave it to me for half price.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
But
you
I
can
got the other one.
still wear it around the
Huh?
house. Okay.
Well, no, what I'm gonna do with it, I took some ink, and was able to block it off where you can't see it. I was able to take the D off of it. And what I want to do, I'm trying to find something that I could put there, iron on, and make it look like it's part of the shirt. But I haven't figured out what I want to put there yet. I need to put a drone. Find a drone, like an iron on, where I could put a drone on it. Actually, I think I have one.
Oh,
Dominic.
yeah, I didn't see the notification, so I just jumped on.
Yeah, Paul's out
Uh,
flying the ship.
I
Whoever
thought
is
that
annoying with
when I
emojis
noticed it,
needs.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I know what Sunstar's talking about. She's talking about the little emoji thing on the side because Paul didn't take it out of the chat.
Oh no.
Yeah, he was rushing. Yeah, this is the one I
I
made
hate
up.
that.
Let me see if I can get to stop moving. Come on, get that. There it is. It says documentation. It says representation without. I should have said showing documentation. That will not fly. It says do not ban DJI drones.
Yeah. They mess with the wrong people.
But I'm gonna start
Hey,
wearing this when I fly.
Yeah. Do it. Thank you,
Yeah.
Andy. Thank you.
He just
But that's
call
a
you
good shirt
sexy
too. It's
Aussie.
called a comfort tee.
No.
Uh, yeah, here's some iron-on patches.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I've actually, I gotta go dig them out. They're back there. You know what I mean?
I got quite a few different ones you can get.
Oh, I like that little round one.
What, that one?
Yeah,
Expert.
that's embroidered. That's not iron on, that's iron on. Yeah, that's expensive. God, darn expensive.
Yeah, they're expensive. Embroidered patches, yeah. I
Yeah.
got a 4-pack for like 40. I love tacos. You can put that on there.
Yeah.
What I was thinking about doing was getting me getting me just a piece like white that would match it, or like a gray and put it there, just block it,
Mm.
and then write "I love drones" or something like that. But I got this patch right here,
Mhm.
but it's probably too big. I had that one made.
Well,
Yeah, patches are expensive if you get them made.
yeah.
You definitely want to be sparing with those if you're handing them out to people because you're gonna spend
No,
a
I'm
lot
not
of
handing
money.
out patches. I'll put it this way. I'll talk to the guy. I had a design, and I'm glad I didn't do it because I would have changed it. You know, it was this design right here. It's basically like my logo. And what I did is I worked with the guy and the first one I showed you was the one that I thought I was going to get made up.
Hey,
This one here,
Steve.
that was the one I was talking to him about. And then I said, no, let me look at it real good because I might change it around. And I was going to get, I think it was 400 patches. It was 500 patches. And because I was buying it in quantity, I had it down to like $300.
Well,
That's
that's
not
good.
bad. That's less than $1
Oh,
a
that,
patch.
Yeah.
that,
I
that
was
was a good
thinking at
price.
least, $2 a patch. That's
And
80
the guy
cents.
told me, yeah, the guy told me, he says, I don't know if I'll ever raise my prices. He said, because I'm making a lot of money on these. He said, I'm gonna be honest with you. He said, he says, I'm retired and I just make them on the side like that. And he
Well,
said,
how
but if you
many,
ever would decide, just let me know.
how long does it take them to make a batch and how big is a batch at a time? Do you know?
Well, he can make as little as 50 at a time. And it takes a week.
To make 50 of them?
Yeah, to make 50 of them. And it's all heat, it's like a heat transferred embedded into it. And if I want them embroidered, that's the other thing. If I wanted them embroidered, now we're talking a little more money.
Oh,
I think
embroidered are
250 was
expensive.
$400.
Yeah,
You
embroidered
know,
is expensive because embroidery machines are really expensive depending on how many colors you want on it.
yeah,
Because my sister had like I think a 4-color embroidery machine. You
yeah.
could put 4 different colors of thread. I
Mm.
want to say that one was like $300 or $400. And if you wanted to go to like a 16 or something, you're talking about a
Yeah.
couple grand. They're not cheap because you can get them up to like 16 colors.
Mm.
Let's see this thing. What I do now? Go find it. I'm gonna show you one. See this pack? See this pack of patches?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dominic, look.
Oh,
This
yes.
pack of
Well
patches right
done.
there.
Why do you have so many of them?
Because it
not?
was, I wanted 50 of them, right? And it was gonna cost me like $180 for 50. She says I could do 100 for 220 or 200.
They're
So I
doubling
said,
it for 40
do 100.
bucks.
But that's my press patch that goes on my shirts. It goes on my shirts. It goes on just about everything. But I just got the 100 patches.
Do you
I'd
give
rather
them
pay the
out to
200
any of
bucks.
the other guys that worked at?
Well, the people that work with me, I'll get them a shirt, and then I put it on them. You know, so they got it on there saying they're representing me. But you can see how many I still have. Look,
Yeah, that's a
Hmm.
shit ton.
I'm like this. I'm gonna die first.
Yeah, so unless you got
Here's
like
Donald.
40 shirts you got in your damn closet.
Well, I got,
Yeah.
well, I've got about 10 things with it on.
What's up,
I
There
can
he
Donald?
just
is.
grab stuff.
Good evening, Donald.
Hi, guys.
Sunstar.
What, Donald? Sunstar? But I got those embroidered because I knew they would look a lot better.
Well, hopefully, soon I won't be able to hang out with you guys.
Why?
Oh,
Ooh.
I have an interview for tomorrow.
yes.
For what?
An e-commerce associate for
Oh, okay.
someplace. But it'll be a steady, regular 9 to 5 job.
Okay.
Weekdays, I think, is what they said, but full time. And I can still do my video stuff on the side and like after hours and weekends.
Yeah, you're gonna be pretty busy doing that and all your stuff on the side, yeah.
Well, right now the stuff on the side, or the stuff on the video production, is a side hustle quantity right now. So might as well make it an actual side hustle.
Yep.
And I will feel much more, or a lot less stressed not having my wife be the main income. She'll still be making more than me, but that's fine. I'll just call her my sugar mama.
Wow. That wasn't for you. They were showing Biden on the world stage just now, standing there, and they're doing a D-Day thing in Normandy, France. And he's
Yeah.
standing out there by himself, and he's kind of just don't know what he's doing, don't know where he's supposed to be. And Jill had to go over there and get next to him, and take his hand. Boy, that right there tells
Here
you.
comes Steve.
Wow.
Soon.
Steve's coming. Maybe. Eee. Yeah,
And away we
they're
go.
walking.
What's up, Steve?
4 of them. He's walking with the president of France and the wife and his wife. And they're walking, and he's walking like he's about to fall. And he gets down to the end where they stop him, and he starts stumbling, and he has to reach out to the other guy and grab the president. Jeez, come on, people.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
What's up, Steve?
Good evening, good afternoon.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dominic's in his Hugh Hefner jacket, so
Yep.
it's like it's morning over there.
Yeah. 7:05 in the morning.
Well, I said good morning to Dominic earlier.
Yeah.
I know him.
Yeah. It does get a bit confusing after a while.
Hello, Donald. Hello, Joe. Hello, Justin.
There we go.
I
Yeah,
kept
nice
trying to
looking
jump
shirt.
Which one? On
Joe,
that shirt I had? The one I made?
yeah, the one you guys were talking about there.
Yeah, when I made it originally, Don called me out. I spelled band wrong. I went BAND. That's what happens when you've been in a band all your life. You know, it's automatic, you know. I mean, I wasn't even thinking of the change of the word.
I'd say
Mhm.
it's a good thing he caught it before you had like 500 of them made.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
Well, they made the order, so I was able to go in and change it real quick. They made the order. Yeah, I put them out there. What was about a month and a half ago. And I ordered the sample, and then they just sent me the second sample, and they gave the second sample at half price. But I had 2 orders. 2 people bought them, and I don't recognize who they are.
Well, the thing is too, is like those companies, they don't check your spelling. They
Mm.
tell you
yeah.
to proofread it, and if you miss it,
Uh,
that's
Mhm.
on you.
If
It is.
hey, I proofread it and I read band. You know, it was fine. You know,
But they do,
I
like
said,
the companies on Amazon, they'll tell you you need to proofread it, and then you have to approve it, and then once it's approved, that's it. You're stuck with it.
Yep, you're 100% liable for it.
yep.
I know when I
They-
had some hats made, and they came out really pretty good. I just got them in here the other day.
Is Nunya having some sort of a fit in the chat?
I don't
What's
know
that?
why.
I think he's in an argument with the voices in his head.
yeah, nothing more than normal. Nanya's like I've grown to love Nanya, Eddie, and I know that that's a sort of thing he does in chats.
Well,
Yeah.
hi, Don. Good luck.
He'll be having a full argument with himself in the chat.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, Nunya, break it up. You're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
He said job juice is good, Don. Maybe he's drinking some kind of juice.
Maybe.
Oh, what were you saying, Steve? You got some hats made or something?
Yeah, what sort of hats are they, Steve?
What's that?
What kind of
sort
hats?
of hats are they? Are they?
I ordered one for SC Aerials, and
Oh, okay.
I started looking around trying to get places, and the one I actually got it through, and they did an excellent job, and they could do 12 color needle thread.
Oh, great.
Was through Vista Print.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's a popular company, yeah.
And
Hello, Mark.
not a
I
bad
want to do
price.
some one-offs. I got a friend. She used to work at the same place with me. She opened up an embroidery shop where they can go back and they got the machines and everything. And it's like, I thought about maybe just getting some bucket hats.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
They
love
can have her
bucket
do some
hats.
bucket hats. Because no one ever does bucket hats.
Yeah,
Yeah, those
that's
are
for
cool.
sure.
Yeah, I've seen bucket hats because I love bucket hats. That's why I've looked for them.
But Vistaprint can do a 12 color.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I was just
Well,
saying,
here, let me get it. The
what
box
kind of a-
came in? I'll grab it. I'll show it to you
let's
guys.
say what kind of a per item cost is it? I know it depends on how many you order, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the more you do, the less you spend, it seems.
Well,
mean,
the
that's
more you
like
do,
a-
the more you
less-
spend, but the less per item you
Yeah, that's what
spend.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. Yeah.
Well, that's like that company Lids, they make a killing off of the fitted hats. Man, just to get one
Hey,
custom fitted
Jason.
hat, you're probably
Mhm.
talking close to anywhere
Virginia
between
Beach.
$70 to $100 for one hat. And they can do up to, I think, like 16 colors or something on their embroidery machines. But they're expensive, but people spend tons of money in that place.
See, I always see hats that are on the side of the road. You know the hats you see on the side of the road, and they're all beat up usually and worn. And I always thought it'd be cool. Okay, you pull over, you pick up this hat, and it's usually the ball caps, the cheap ones, but pull the plastic off, go ahead and replace that with a stretchier enclosure back there to do that. Put a tag on it that says roadheads and the GPS coordinates of where you found it, and sell it as a specialty item on Etsy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Harvested at this location and give the coordinates.
I always want to do that geocaching. Have you ever gone out and actually done that?
Yeah.
The
I've read
different
about
apps
it,
that they
yeah.
have that they have.
I
that
did.
put
I
that-
did it just a while, just the other day.
I'm not because they got a bunch of apps that you can download and then people will hide shit places,
Mhm.
and then you can go look at it. There was one where a guy had a USB stick that was like fucking cemented in the side of a wall, and if you plug the device into it, you get a bunch of free movies and shit.
Yeah, there's some weird ones out there. There's one nearby me that I found just the other day, and it led to it gave you clues at each spot, and there was a walking trail. Each spot on the walking trail gave you a clue, and then you had to take the words that were on each of the little things and do a puzzle, and the puzzle would give you the location for the final one, which was an ammo box that had stuff in it. And
Be right back.
so
Now,
I went
do you-
and
Do you
left
keep
me.
it, or do you just open it, and look at it, and put it back?
Yeah, you open. Okay, once you get there to the ammo box, if it's a traditional cache, there will be things in there, tokens, and you usually carry something with you that you can trade, and so you leave something and take something. So I took. This is what I got the other day, a little smiley
Yeah.
face charm. I took that out of it, and I left 2 fisheye stickers.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
So
A little bit like orienteering.
Yeah. Back in the day, yeah.
Now, did they make it super hard, or was it they kind of made it simple, just a long puzzle?
it was just a long puzzle, and some of them were kind of difficult to find. I mean, not like impossible to find, but they were off the trail a little bit.
All right.
So
Yeah, because apparently there's a bunch of geocaches out there that companies and like they
Damn.
said like rich people have put out, and you can go out and find them, and they've had gold bars and all kinds of shit.
that's crazy. Yeah, I did one last summer before I lost my job. I was down in Monette, and I stopped on the way back, and there was supposed to be a geocache near this cemetery that I knew where it was at, and it was down a road. I walked past that
Making
thing maybe 5 times before I finally spotted it. It was a little jar, screw-on lid, like an old pretzel jar or something, and they had taped it up with camouflage tape. And I just kept on walking by it.
There it is.
Nice.
Nice.
I'll get it in here.
Hey Joe,
Yep.
take a look at that hat. Notice how
What?
everything's spelled correctly?
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I've had this logo made a long time ago. But they took it off the logo, and then I sent them the proofs off the one of the logos, and that's how they generated the hat. And they said they couldn't come back with all the colors, but they could come back with these. And for 24 of them is what I ordered. It was $377, so $15.73 a piece, and that's stitched, embroidered.
Yeah. Pretty good effort then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a halfway decent deal with the places I was checking, and the quality came out pretty doggone good.
Yeah.
It's like it's like about 9 colors is what it is out of the. I forget what they did. They came back and even told me how many colors would be. We can't do that many, but they were really good about it and fast. And all I do is I look for the discount coupons as the stuff comes through. When you get like 30% off, 40% off, and even sometimes 50% off, if you look for the discount coupons that they put out, and that's where saving the money. The most I could get at the time was on hats. It depends on what you're buying, but on the hats it was $30 off. So 10%, roughly 10%.
Yeah, I let them do my business cards. They do my business cards.
Yeah, that's I do that for my work and friends and other companies I do stuff for websites. I use Vistaprint for business cards. You can't get it because I got a code that I can use all the time where it's 50% off.
So starting at $15 a hat. That's not bad.
No, it isn't. And like I said, the quality turned out pretty doggone good.
There's somebody's cat just meow on camera.
I didn't
Nope.
hear it.
Fine. I don't have one.
Hmm?
Hello, Mark.
Hi, Steve.
Of course, if you have $500 to spend, you can get 50. You get it down to $10 a hat.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how many you have to spend to make them free.
Well, how many
Believe
can
me,
you
they don't
sell?
get it.
That's the thing.
It looks like the lowest per unit price you can get is right around $9.
And that's for what, 250?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
That means it costs them about $3.
Because I think
For a hat.
Vistaprint and them, I don't think that they actually, I think they actually make everything here in the US. They don't actually send off for it.
I'm looking to see what kind of hats they have.
Also,
They
is
do
it-
have bucket hats in here.
2,250.
There's a bucket hat starting at $30.
And this is a company that I get the stickers from. There's the stickers. It was like I think it was 200 of them for, or 250 of them for $75. And you can get them, I got them cut, or you can get it in a rectangle, and then I got the smaller one. And when that's when you really see with the logo, all the variation in colors is on this, because the logo, I mean, they actually put every variation of the actual logo, color wise, onto the sticker. Oh. And no setup charge. That was a big savings too, because some of them charge a
Yeah,
hefty setup charge.
Mhm. Yeah, embroidery usually isn't that big of a deal, but screen printing,
Yeah,
they have to make those screens, and so you have that initial.
sure. But they just went just directly off the logo image that I had. It's high resolution. It's about 4 meg on of the file size, and they went off on that with no problem.
Hey, Cool Cat. He says he didn't even realize us beautiful sausages were on. Well, where have you been that you don't know that we're on? Paul goes live every day, twice.
Well, actually, Paul came on a half hour early too, so
Yeah, but Cool
Yes.
Cat's just here now.
that doesn't make any sense then, you're right.
Right. But we have to make allowances. He's British.
And there it is.
Hello, Tim.
It didn't take long.
Hello,
That's fair.
Sal.
Not
Hey,
forget-
Michael knows I'm just giving him crap about that. He doesn't take offense at that because he
'Cause
knows
he's-
I'm playing.
Sounds like you can't
What
take
are you?
offense to the truth.
No, he doesn't take offense because he's simple, and simple people just kind of go with the flow, you know.
not
You can
mention-
insult Michael all you want, and he just kind of smiles his little simple happy smile and says, "I got a friend."
Plus, it's 10 o'clock at night here when Paul starts.
See, he says, "Thank you for making allowances for me."
yeah, he's a good heart. Yeah.
He uses judo. He basically takes any attack you throw at him, he just spins it around and sends it on its way.
Hello, Laura.
would be more like Aikido.
What's up, Laura?
Self-depreciating humor just kind of takes the fun out of bullying.
Yeah, you're looking for the reaction, and if you don't get it,
So how's the weather for you guys been?
up and down, up and down. How's it been for you?
As they call it, June gloom. It's just overcast, no sun.
We were a little overcast. We've had the sun peeking out a little bit today. We had a nice day yesterday, but today it's just been peeking in and out. But day before that it was rain.
Mhm.
So tomorrow, hopefully, I need to get out and mow the grass because we got rain coming in the weekend.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
well, I
We
know
got forecast.
most of you guys have had some pretty just horrendous, especially down in Oklahoma, Texas, and that area. Going east, they've got some major storms.
Well, we got forecast rain every day this week.
Oh yeah,
And it rained on Monday morning and it's been sunny all the time since then.
yeah, but you got look at all the green ground you have behind you. You got lots of greenery.
Yeah.
Come over here, California. Except if it wasn't for the trees, it would be all brown, brown and concrete.
That picture was actually taken this morning on the 11th tee at Heaton Park Golf Course. Not by me.
All right, you can tell everybody you're a gopher.
Yeah, I know I'm a golfer. Or kind of. Not quite as good a golfer as I used to be. But no, that was taken by one of the guys at the golf course.
Yeah, it's a nice place to fly when you got some, pretty sunshine down there. The harbor, you can't beat it.
That hole is actually in Peter Alice's favourite holes book. It's about 200-yard par 3
I was
with a
gonna
big,
say.
big over a big valley.
Yeah, I heard over the weekend by where Chris Hope lives, about 1.5 or 2 miles south of him, they had softball size hail coming
Wow.
down. There's time for a new roof.
Yep.
Well,
We
and
had-
God forbid your car was parked outside.
Yeah.
We had some pretty solid nuggets come down a couple weeks ago, and roofers hit our neighborhood instantly.
Oh,
And can we check your
Ray
roof? It's
Kelly-
like, no, you can't check
Yeah.
my roof. My roof is fine. We just got new roof put on last year. Go away.
Ray Kelly had a tree land on his house and his wife's car.
oh yeah, her Mercedes is totaled.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's
Sucks.
got a
and his
new
brand new
now.
car had 5,000 damage.
That's why
Yeah,
you don't
it's-
have trees around your house.
I know once they got that tree removed, you could see the crack in the windshield and the jams down a little bit in the middle. The jams held up, but that large of a tree is gonna do some lot of damage.
You know, I just
Yeah.
realized if I do get hired at this place.
What's that,
means
Don?
a job interview that I got tomorrow at it's an e-commerce place, but that means I can take all my money that I've got in this Mudball Creative. I can buy myself toys because it's not going to be my relied on income.
There you
And
go.
also, since it's a business, I can write it off.
You'd be 1099. You're not an employee, you'd be 1099.
Oh no, my Mudball Creative, my
Oh, okay.
my own personal business.
Oh, all
I
right.
can.
But the job you're interviewing for is not a 1099 job.
No, it'll be a salary, or I don't know if it'll be wage. It'll be an actual hire.
Hourly or
Hourly.
salary.
Yeah, I'm not sure which. I'm assuming it's going to be hourly. But still, that means I can buy myself a toy.
What kind of toy are we talking about? You got that grin across your face. It's just gonna.
Well,
slap
I
me.
have been leaning towards getting myself the Air 3,
Nice drone.
but I wanted to have a job that would pay for it.
There you go.
Well, I just today am completing a $500 job that will have edits for the rest of the year on it, and it doesn't matter. I still got stuff in the bank.
Yeah,
And
it's
if
just the IRS keeps on looking at that tax return, and when it's
Hey.
a negative loss. It's a loss on the business year after year.
it's not going to be a
year.
loss on the business. It's going to be.
No,
I
the
might-
drone's tax
I might
deductible.
cut it down by half. Just I'd rather
We could
if I-
depreciate the drone
if
over
I
multiple.
get a toy.
Yeah.
You can depreciate the drone over multiple years, and that way it's not a big hit at one time.
I could, but that's not a big hit anyway. Air 3, that's nothing.
No, I'm just saying if you don't have much of an income coming in and have a lot of expenses going out.
Oh, right. If
I know I work that way. I'm
uh-huh.
1099.
So I was thinking either I Air 3 or that 360 looks fun too.
Oh, maybe both then.
Now, which would I use more?
Well, you
The
could
Air
put the
3.
360 on the Air 3 so you could justify both purchases.
The Air 3, I tell you what, having those dual lenses on it it's sweet.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a terrible thing, but on my website, when I did it the one day, it was during the boat parade of lights down at the harbor.
Mhm.
And I'm about 1.4 miles by road to get down there. So just say in a straight line, it's about a mile away. And even at nighttime, using nighttime mode for the video and then zooming in to 9 times power, I'm surprised how clear it came away. And I was I'm over a mile from there.
Wow.
1 mile, 1.2. It's pretty amazing how well it worked. Because you can actually see this, especially the sailboats, because they're going to have more lights on them as you're going through and you're watching them travel down, making the turn, going down the main channel.
Here comes Lance.
Yep. Hello,
Hey
Lance.
guys. Hey
What's
Scott,
up,
how are you doing?
Lance?
Hi, Lance.
Oh,
Lance.
Did you just say Scott? Who's Scott?
Who said Scott?
Sounded like Lance said, "Hey, Scott."
Lance, the flyer of the greatest drone ever, the Avata 2.
I need to see if it worked. I need to put it in 100 frames a second.
Yeah, and get that slow mo out.
Yeah, my
Oh.
shoot that I did
Oh, you-
Monday, I got to use my little Mavic Mini on. It was in the bowling alley, so
Mhm.
put that little thing up and so quiet, so nice, and it shot perfectly fine video.
Yeah, it does a good job.
Which model is the Mini do you have?
The Mini one, the very first Mini.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, I got
2.0.
my son for Christmas 2 years ago that when the second one came out.
Mhm.
And I was stunned how well it was. The biggest thing I was stunned is how well it held up in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah,
with a lot of air.
It holds pretty good, and you get some decent
The one
distance
that
on it
came-
if you're line of sight.
Mhm.
But it was my toy drone when I was working for the cable company, and I had the Phantom 4 to fly all the time. This
Mhm.
was my toy drone. Then
Oh,
after
okay.
I got let go there, I didn't get to take the drone with me, so it became my work drone.
In fact, that's what I got to look for. Is I got to start looking for a regular controller for a Phantom 4 V2, just the controller only.
There's a couple of them right up the road at the office. Nobody's flying that. They basically got rid of me. There's two Phantoms sitting in there. One with the controller with the control built in. The other one is that with the phone holder.
That's what I have. The V2 Pro V2.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's got the RC remote and then
Uh-huh.
it built in with the screen and stuff. I want to
That's-
get a regular one so I can use it with my my tablet
Mm.
and put that on it so I can put a third party fly app to use fly app
Right.
on it.
And Steve, do you still have the
What's up,
Phantom
Ron?
4?
Ron,
Oh, Ron, what's that? Do I have
long
what?
time no see.
Do you still have the Phantom 4?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Phantom 4 V2.
Okay, so that's the mechanical shutter.
Yeah, that was the reason I got it.
Yeah, that's why I miss it. It's like, oh, that was a good camera.
Hello, Ron.
What's up,
Hi,
Rob?
Rob.
Hey guys. And most of the
Who's that, Rob?
like the roof work you need that mechanical shutter. They don't want anything else.
Yep.
Yeah. And also being 20 megapixel with it, it makes it out really good because it's not the stitch sensors where everything's being tracked electronically. It's
And be able to control an aperture. Ugh.
yeah, that's the big thing. Well, that's why I bought after when Brian Mackey, BMAC, bought
Mhm.
the Air
right.
the light Autel Light Plus.
Mhm.
And with that, with the adjustable aperture in it, that's phenomenal. It really is.
Yeah, that's why I like my Mavic 2. It's the aperture, you can control that.
Mm-hmm. Because I
And
know
then, of
Paul
course,
got
the Mavic 3 as well.
I know
Michael.
Paul got the Nano and that works. I mean, it's just as well. You just don't have the adjustable aperture and stuff on it, but the images are phenomenal.
Hello, Ron.
And is that
What you been up to,
infrared?
Ron?
Is Ron on the panel or is he in the chat?
Oh, he's in the panel.
Ron's on the panel.
Hannah.
Oh, okay.
He's
'Cause
right. He's right next to you.
I'm cooking, so I can't see my computer at the moment. So I didn't know if you guys were, because he hadn't said nothing. Everybody kept saying hi to him.
No, he's sitting there with his entourage behind him.
He's kind of smirking.
Hey, Justin,
What's up?
I talked to Matt last night. I let him know
Your
that-
volume's real low there, Ron.
Oh, you said you talked to Matt last night. What about it?
Yeah, I let him know that Saturday I will have the X4 in my hands.
Oh,
Oh.
nice. What did he have to say about it?
He said, well, he was currently testing the X5, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
he said, yeah, they're sending it out to large YouTubers. I'm like, you're such a lying piece of shit.
He's currently testing the 5 and 6 is on the way, right?
Yeah.
That sounds exactly like what Matt would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I want to pick up just a regular remote for that Phantom 4 V2. I got to start searching around for one.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little flying next week.
Yeah.
Going out to western Wyoming, south of Yellowstone in the Grand Tetons.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's
I'll tell you what, those Aurora shots you got there with the mountain devils, devil.
Devil's Tower.
Yeah. I
That's
just sit
great.
there and I showed it. Linda was just in awe with that pictures.
Yeah, beautiful that night. But yeah, I'm doing some landscaping work right now. I ran
Yeah, I
out.
saw that. I saw that front section that you posted up there where you tore that. That had to be a lot of work.
Tearing those railroad ties out. Oh my God. Yeah, it was. Let's see if I can share. My body's feeling it right now.
Is your mic turned down, Ron, or?
I thought I turned it up.
No, he's just hurting too much to talk.
I can hear him fine. Could be your hearing, Paul.
No, he's low because it's when he's sitting back. You
Yeah.
sit back.
Not sitting close enough to it, that's all.
Is that a little better, guys?
That's a little better now. You're not blasting us, but yes,
All right, good.
it's audible. Before, all we could hear is
Let's see.
We can hear you even with that low tone of voice.
Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, here we go.
It's almost as bad as me talking to my dad on the phone earlier today. And I said, for God's sake, put your hearing aids in. He said, I've got my hearing aids in. One of them's broken and the other one needs a new battery. But he's got them.
Did he turn them on? Did he turn them on though?
No, one of them's broken and the other one needs a new battery.
Oh,
But they're
That
in.
didn't work.
But they were in.
Here's what I start out with, guys. Previous owner had these railroad ties in here.
Mhm.
Oh, like a little retaining wall or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And oops. Okay. Oops. I didn't mean to do
Let's see that search history.
Yeah, be careful.
Okay. Let's see. Here's the neighborhood pooch that came to visit me.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good looking dog.
Yeah,
Like a wolf.
Yeah, he was huge. He's one of those Great Pyrenees.
Yeah.
Now, do you still have the herd come see you, or?
They haven't been around much, but this is the final product. Well,
Oh,
not
it looks
final, but
nice.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
What, so you plant like plants in there or something?
yeah. I got 6 trees coming tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Those are perfect feeding troughs for the deer with the live cam.
They are, but they ain't gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much that would cost you? Did you do
Actually,
all
not
that?
Too bad. It was just landscape timbers, but yeah, tearing
okay.
those railroad ties out of there. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Are those snow stakes that they had them backed in with?
That's,
Yes.
you know what you should have done? Is took a hose and burrowed a hole underneath and wrapped a damn tow strap on there and ripped it out with your truck.
I thought about that. Either that or the come along with on the 4-wheeler, but yeah.
Might have took a water line out maybe, but you know,
Yeah.
worth it. Got him out quick.
His main gas line.
Yeah.
I thought I'll rip the bumper off. Yeah.
Steve, I talked to I was texting with Tomas the other day.
Oh yeah.
He's driving.
Yeah. No, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't seen him in a long time.
Yeah.
He hasn't been on much. He's been sticking with his diet and sticking to the time frame of where he lives and not living on US time, 8 hours difference. Yeah, he's continuing to lose weight, so that's great.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is his spirits.
Yeah. I told him a long time ago, and we talked about that. I said, there's going to be a point where when you start seeing progress, mentally, it's going to affect you and just going to cause you to drive harder.
Mhm.
When you start seeing goals, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he was on. I hopped on real quick with Bob Dempsey on Old Farts with Drones, and he was on there, and I hadn't seen him in probably it's been over a month and a half at least.
Yeah, I've been so busy just between work, projects here, and taking care of Dawn. And,
How is Don?
yeah, I'm going to find out definitely a lot more tomorrow, but basically what I was told last night is that his daughter, long story short,
Back.
about 6 weeks ago, he was rushed to the hospital at 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Severe hypoxia, SATs in the 60s.
Wow.
Was there for about 12 days, getting ready to be released to go back home because he was, stable,
Uh-huh.
and started having chest pain, atrial fibrillation, heart rates up near 200.
Sure.
Was life flighted to Billings Clinic in Billings, Montana. And he was there for 10 days. And I called him the one day and said, I'm going to come visit you tomorrow after work. And I'm coming, and there's this really good burger place there. And I was going to give him a burger, fries, and he wanted a vanilla milkshake. So he calls me back an hour later and says, they're releasing me. I'm like, what? When? Tomorrow. How? I don't know. So I get a hold of the doctor and said, how do you plan on transporting him out of there? We haven't figured that out yet. So I get a hold of my bosses. Anyhow, long story short, I leave work the next morning at 7 a.m., drive back to our main station, get an ambulance, drive to Billings, Montana, get him. And on the way, here's what's funny. Well, kind of funny in a way, but another way not. I said, he knows I'm coming to get him, that I'm going to be with him during that 4-hour drive. And I said, Don, I don't think we're going to be able to stop and get your burger, fries, and shake. And he gets so pissed, like, I mean, really pissed. He goes, well, just fuck it. He goes, just take me home to die. I'm like, oh my God. So on the way there the next morning, I told my partner, and I called my boss, and I said, we need to stop at this burger place, burger, fries, and a vanilla milkshake before we go to the hospital and get him. So I have everything set up in the ambulance. We park out in front of the emergency room, go upstairs, we get him, bring him downstairs, and like, here's lunch. And his spirits went through the roof. Yeah. So where we took him was back to the little hospital about 15 minutes from here called Sundance, Wyoming. He was just supposed to go for physical therapy for Medicare, paid for 18 days of nothing more than physical therapy. But there's a nurse practitioner there who needs to be a neurosurgeon. She is smart as shit. Knows her stuff, has taken over his primary care. But in speaking to her yesterday, he's coming towards the end of his 18 days, and his daughter is coming next Thursday. She called the daughter and said, you might want to come sooner.
Oh.
So I'm After I get off with you guys, I'm gonna call and just see what this all means.
Hmm.
That don't sound good.
No.
Mm.
And then doesn't sound good.
No,
Well, he got his hamburger and his shake.
he did.
Little
Goddamn
things
ambulance
count.
smelled like a fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
Because my partner
Could've been
and I got
worse.
one too. Oh, it stunk
Could've-
like burgers and fries in there.
Could have been worse. We stopped one time and put 20 pounds of boiled crawfish in the back of one.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Oh.
that sounds fun.
It's when one of them escaped, didn't it?
I
Yeah,
still
that was
like
the live ones. We brought live ones one time. We had to pull the stretcher out. I stopped and dropped them off at the house real quick, cleaned up the stretcher, threw the sheet, and actually pulled the sheet off, put a new sheet on, and didn't know how. I don't know how one of them must have fell off on the side and climbed back up on the stretcher. When I pulled him out on the ramp, he was sitting there with his two claws up in the air. That was a hard one to explain.
I still like that I got Don's gun right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Henry rifle.
Yeah. I was actually on your Facebook page showing my cousin that because we were talking about guns. I says, I'll show you a gun. Well, wait, I flipped over. I says, take a look at this gun that a friend of mine got as a gift.
Yeah.
Now, are you ever gonna fire it?
No,
I wouldn't.
no,
I'd never fire it.
no, not going to.
Oh, you could give a 21 gun salute to Don.
You've got to put
You know,
at least one bullet through it.
You know, I actually thought about that at his funeral.
Yeah, you got a Chris in it.
But
Well, you can take some blanks.
Yeah, I was going to say there'd have to be blanks at a funeral.
Chris in it.
that'd be kind of cool in his honor.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, he's former military, right?
Yeah,
He can get it set up.
yeah.
We used to have to do details all the time for former Marines. Go out there and give them a. We wouldn't do 21 gun. We do 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all depends on the situation and the rank and the dignitary,
Mhm.
what they get.
Yeah.
We do 7 to 14 most of the time.
Mhm.
Then we only did 21 one time. It was a general.
Well, all of them deserve it.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter about rank.
Well, you're right.
Oh, Joe, here's
Any-
one for you.
Their rank don't deserve it as much as the lower ranked.
Joe, this
Because
is
Actually out there fighting.
when I was down on the reservation. I talked about the Sioux women down there being vicious and mean.
Yeah.
These 2 women were in a truck. The passenger's 8 months pregnant. They get into a fight. The driver tells the passenger, get out. She tries to get out, wasn't completely out, but the driver takes off and catches her clothing, drags her over a quarter mile down the street and then through the parking lot. I caught the video here in the convenience store. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
But here you'll see the pickup go across. The woman falls off, her clothing finally rips, and then the driver drives right over top of her. 8 months pregnant.
Wow.
Not nice.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
The hell?
And somebody comes running over to save her. But yeah, look at that.
What's wrong with some people?
What?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm telling you,
That
if
was
you
a
ever
baby.
in a bar fight, need a backup, grab a Sioux woman.
I'm telling you. So
Andrew?
did the baby survive?
Yeah, we life flighted her and they both did okay. Thank God.
Did she survive?
Yeah.
Nice.
Some people are sick.
Yeah,
They
I
don't.
agree.
Yep.
So how you doing otherwise, Ron?
Just tired and busy. Yeah, every time I think I get a day off, I get proven wrong.
Ooh.
We're I thought just working I've been working only 2 days a week. Wrong. Wrong.
Oh,
Oh
you
my God.
originally wanted 2 days a week.
Well, that was 224 is 48 a week, 48 hours a week. That's about 50% of the time now. The big boss called me today and said, Ron, I really need you tomorrow. I'm like, "Oh,
Did
I
he
already
say,
volunteered to work tomorrow night. What's going on tomorrow?" And they're having a mass casualty incident drill.
Oh, okay.
Love them. Love them.
And it's just a drill, but they need all these people. They're
There,
paying me for
Jonathan.
it, but
You can ask him if you can go and lie down in the road and be
So-
one of the casualties.
yeah,
so
I'll be
they
a vic-
need extra
When you're-
bodies to
when
help simulate a mass casualty?
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be a victim. I am a victim, but
Well, being a victim will be easier than working,
yeah, I'll just lay there
or you get paid to be the victim.
and just lay there.
Yeah.
And
you
wait
know-
for that rattlesnake to come up and bite you.
Yeah,
I love how that bear came out.
yeah, he's old Brutus.
The one
Good
to your
boy.
right.
He's well behaved.
Yeah. The best.
Doesn't
Hey, Ron,
growl.
we had-
Doesn't growl. Doesn't ask for food.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
doesn't
Ron,
poop.
we had one time over here before I lived in Mandeville years way back. We had to come over to Mandeville. It was for Fontainebleau State Park, and we didn't realize what they were doing. It was going to be a drowning scene where a boat capsized with like 40 people in the water, and we had to bring the units, drive up, get out the units, jump on jet skis with the police, run over there to check on people. We were in the water up to our waist from getting brought over there in jet skis and boats and everything else. And that was trash that day. I was mad as hell. I had to drive all the way back to New Orleans with a wet uniform on. It was like,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
In fact, I was just sitting there thinking it was a year ago today that I was online with you guys and live streaming from Alaska.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
That was fun.
80 years ago today.
1 year
Yep.
ago.
80 years
Oh.
ago today.
Oh, Lance is
So, yeah, D-Day is also 80 years ago today.
yes.
Oh, 80. Yep.
Yep.
80 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, actually, D-Day was December the 7th, wasn't it?
No,
Six.
that's Pearl
No,
Harbor.
No. That's
Dude.
Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor.
D-Day.
December the 6th.
D-Day is day one.
June 6th.
Then day two,
Of the-
day three, day
June
4,
6th,
day
yeah.
5.
Yeah, the Normandy landing.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah.
have to ask half the panel, what were you guys doing on D-Day?
I wasn't alive.
I wasn't alive yet.
My father-in-law was D2.
Justin, that was my first day of my teaching job.
My mum and dad were alive.
And my dad was in the Pacific.
Paul wasn't too off from being born then.
No, I was
About
born
10
in
years.
52.
No, they were probably at school.
The 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that in when I was in the service too, Ron, as a disaster. And we were on our bivouac training, the medical school. So we had all this stuff going on for a week off base at another location. And they went through and they go on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hit 10. You over here, 1, 2, 3, and they started counting. Well, I got picked. So we're sitting there. Okay, you guys got the whole rest of the day free. You can go do what you want. Go to the chow hall, get some food. It's free time. I'm going. Oh, something's wrong. You don't get free time in the service. Something's going to happen.
Steve is thinking, what's the catch?
There was a big catch. Because guess what? We were the medics in this disaster. And you're down, you got to imagine it's a plateau up on top. And then it's like a road that comes up and goes up to the top of the plateau. And we're down below it. It's about, I want to say, 60, 80 feet difference down. So you can't see anything up on top. Well, the reason being is all the rest of the people were taken up there and put for the victims. I'm talking about full dressage out for broken femurs, everything, broken arms, you're dead. And it's 3 sections of a DC-29 that was there.
Yeah.
And DC-9 or the 29 that they had the conversion for turning into the hospital craft. And you had the main fuselage and then the front deck section and then the tail section is how it broke up. And they said, okay, guys, just get ready. So we start walking up the road, and that's when they inform us what's going to happen. And we didn't even know anything until that time. It says, you're going to get up there. There's a crash. There's victims. You guys are here. There's going to be a triage area up there. You'll see it as you come up the hill. It'll be to your left. You'll have so many minutes in which to evacuate all these people off the ground or in the aircraft or whatever out of it and get them past what they call the blast line. Because when the jet blows up, anything on that side, you're dead too. Everybody on the other side is protected going into there. We had we ended up with the count of the deaths. We actually had 2 deaths more than the people that we survived, but we came up with +3. 2 women were pregnant. We brought them back up, and these guys were smart enough to say, "Come on, push, boom!" And we took the baby and put it up on top, so we gained a person. So we ended up with the loss. We ended up with a positive.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, you came up to the top of the hill, they had the whole place smoke bombed. And all you could do is when it started up, you just heard these igniters that were inside the fuselage and gas burners. And it was just like you got to the top of that hill and it was like looking at the towering inferno in real life.
Wow.
I mean, they had this thing down so perfectly. And all the people that they had doing all the moulage stuff and the treatments for the wounds and everything, skull fractures, blood, everywhere. I mean, everybody's covered in it. And then when you're in a real situation like that, you go to grab somebody or get somebody to help them up or to drag them out of the way. That blood's going to be slick. And the same thing that they had with this solution, it was just like blood. And I'll tell you one thing, you want to talk about your heart racing. It went from a normal 70 beats a minute to 500. And the moment you hit that deck and you heard those burners go up, it was just in total awe. And while all this is going on, they have 3 stands up on top. And these guys are watching it, that are rating you and taking pictures with night vision cameras and everything there, because it's all done at nighttime.
Why does it mount a camera?
Huh?
Why just mount a camera up there?
They did. They had still cameras up there, and they were shooting photos because they'd move them around in different areas. But I'll tell you one thing, that was one of the most real true to life scenarios that I've ever been to in my life.
Well, the thing of it is I'll bet you Ron's got some stories he could tell us.
Ron has a few stories.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the story for us tomorrow.
Yeah, Ron, back in 1993, the first year I started doing EMS, I'm a basic out there, and we're getting ready to get off, and tones went out. It was like a mass tone, and it was for mass casualty tone. We all looked at each other because nobody had ever heard it before. They practiced it, but we never did it. It is in the middle of the night, and it goes off, and I'm getting ready to go home, and they come out and they say, "This is not a drill." Like that. We all looked at each other. We had to go to the Superdome. There was a carnival in the Superdome, and one of the rides caught on fire.
Oh.
we had 20 people that we had to transport all the way to Lafayette from New Orleans to burn
Wow.
units and smoke inhalation, everything. And you walked into they opened the whole back of the Superdome up to get us in. And we were just driving units in, picking people up. They would triage them and loading them and going. And all you did was smell burning flesh when you went in.
Uh,
Oh,
That-
that's not a good
that's-
smell.
that's a
was
terrible
terrible.
smell.
I was imagining the screams were going on too, weren't they?
Oh, these people, a lot of them went shocked. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the
Oh,
first
that'll
times I
be-
saw somebody burned up pretty bad. Mine went all the way to Our Lady of Lake Birdson and Baton Rouge. And the lucky part about it, I was the basic, so I was up front driving. And we had extra paramedics and eye levels and everybody jump in the back. So I had 3 people in my unit with the patient.
Mhm.
And so, but it was like, all I had to do was get them to Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
But that was one
In
of
one
my
pi-
indoctrinations. It was crazy.
In one piece.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you could say they were one piece,
Melted.
but
No,
Doing
the
some,
ambulance in one piece.
you don't get used to that smell. That's the smell you can't get used to.
No.
I mean, I smelled it when I got home. When I walked in that night, my wife looked at me. She says, "What the hell is that smell?" And I said, "I might throw all this away,
Yeah.
all the clothes." We washed it, I said, "Wash it by itself." We washed it by itself, and it still smelled.
Vinegar.
Well, that's what they
Vinegar.
said. That's what we did. It was
Yep,
vinegar.
vinegar in the washer.
If it was today, I would have said OxyClean.
Doing some photo editing
Lemon
this morning.
Go
Yeah.
ahead, Ron, we can hardly hear you. Go ahead.
I said, well, I was doing some photo editing this morning, and let me Samsung mic. Huh. I don't know why it's not putting out. Let me
Anyway, you were doing some editing this morning.
how is this, guys?
That's better.
Yep. And here you
It's better?
Better.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Maybe I had the thing turned the wrong way. Okay. Yeah, my buddy was here about a month ago turkey hunting. I took him up to one of my favorite spots. This is kind of cool. This is one of my favorite spots in Wyoming. But launched a drone, and this canyon is just absolutely gorgeous. Some of these walls are like 1,000 feet
Ooh.
tall.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
Send it
yeah, he loved it. He
to
loved it.
Lisa.
did you take the drone back further and get a bigger shot, wider
I
shot?
did. Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice shot right there.
And look at the water running there.
All right,
Yeah.
Paul, I'm out. I gotta go.
Okay,
Hi,
Justin.
Justin.
Hey,
Hey,
thanks for
Justin.
covering, buddy.
Later.
Take care,
Are
Justin.
you playing tonight or no? Oh, he's gone.
He's gone faster than you
Maybe.
could say.
Guys, I gotta go get ready for work tomorrow myself. So
But Ron, that's a
Oh,
beautiful shot.
yeah,
Yeah, it is.
it's a pretty place up there. I get up there about 3 times a year.
Oh, nice.
How far is that from you?
About 2 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
I think turkey hunting is way too easy. You just
I hate-
walk in the supermarket, open the freezer,
Yep.
and there they all are.
There they are.
And let it hunt
I
it.
hate to ask, how's Dom?
Not good.
I'm
He's
sorry.
He's at the end of life. It's as he tells me he considers it a blessing if he wakes up each morning. It's just I don't know if it's gonna be a day, a week, a month, 2 months. I don't foresee it being longer than 1 to 2 months. If that. I don't think it's gonna be that.
I don't think any doctor can give you a set table,
No.
set number.
He told me yesterday that the nurse practitioner, his daughter's coming on the 12th or 13th, and the provider called the daughter and said, you might want to come sooner. So his blood pressure's dropping, sugar's dropping, sats are dropping, which means his body is failing. So yeah, I'm gonna call him here in a little bit and see if I can take him down some dinner tomorrow night. So it's kind of funny. He still has a sense of humor. The doctor told him about his diabetes and, eating properly and getting rid of the cakes, the ice cream, the cookies, the candy bars. And he's at a point like, fuck it. I'm going to eat what I want to eat at this point. So the other day I bought him these 2 monster Reese cups, and the nurse came in. He had them in his hand and he shoved them under a blanket. She goes, I saw them, Don.
Yeah,
Goes,
I
Ron,
think
do you
we
know anything about this? I'm like, no.
I think we've got to prepare for my
If-
mum not lasting that much longer. Don't know how long. They've told us that what she's got is beginning to look like end stage heart failure.
Yeah. That's kind of
I'm sorry, Mark.
Sorry to hear that, Mark.
Yeah.
But
Happens to us all.
Yeah. When it's time, it's time.
But
Yeah.
what eventually happened to the Reese's cups?
he I stepped out of the room for like 5 minutes and I come back and he goes, I don't know where they disappeared to. That's one of his. He and I used to do this thing all the time where he'd buy some or I'd buy some, and we'd always buy extra for each other.
If the nurse had asked, you could have said, "What Reese's cups? I don't know anything about Reese's cups."
Yep. Do you see any Reese's cups?
Yeah.
He got them in on his own.
Hey, Ron, have you thought about going to the Las Vegas drone meetup?
No, when is that?
That price?
November 8th.
November
8th.
Because I could
Friday
get a
the
cheap
8th,
flight down
9th,
there.
10th.
Yeah, I can get down with shit. What's the name of that airline that you can get it for like $60?
What?
Frontier?
Spirit?
No.
Breeze?
Southwest?
No.
Marcus booked the hotel on Drone Nation on Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
Tuesday
oh,
for me.
yeah, that Marcus.
Was it Tuesday? Yeah. He's arriving there on the Thursday and leaving on the Monday.
That's what I'm doing.
It's costing him just around $1,000.
Well, it's the international price, isn't it?
It's Veterans Weekend holiday
Oh.
too.
Yeah, it is, and there is all sorts going on there. But these are special rates that Bob's wife has negotiated with the resort that they're staying at. But it's still bloody expensive.
Yeah, I'm going.
Are you?
Yeah. I talked to Chris to find out if he's thinking about going, but when we were on the conversation, his wife was in the vehicle.
Didn't go over too well, huh?
That Steve, that's why later you text him, say, "Are you going?"
Well, you got plenty of time. That's in, would you say November?
Yeah.
November.
Yeah, it's a long time away.
How is
That's
it?
when you
how's
need
that
a
saying go?
code.
It's easier to ask for forgiveness than
Yeah, exactly, Andrew.
permission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, or as my
If-
mate used to
If
say,
you and Chris are going, I'm in.
Well,
You
I'm
can-
going for sure. So
Let's
as
hope
my
it's not
used
too
to
hot.
say, you can
Allegiant,
take me
Allegiant
anywhere
is,
twice, once to apologize.
Yeah, Allegiant is the,
It
Steve
shouldn't be
Adams.
too. It shouldn't be hot at that point, right?
no, it'll be it gets cool over there. I mean, it can snow.
Yeah.
It'll be warm enough here.
If you go up to Mount Charleston, which is about an hour away from downtown. I mean, it's snow skiing up there.
Is there skiing now?
No,
No,
not
not
now.
now.
I'm saying in the wintertime. But you can go up there even in the summer, like now. It's like when Bob was on with Bob, it was I think 109 or 110. If you were at Mount Charleston, you'd be maybe in the mid 70s to be up there.
only place
Oh.
you'll ski at the moment is on a glacier.
Yeah, not really. You can go down to get down to still and ski in New Zealand.
Well, if you
If
want to
you, I was
glacier,
going to say, if you want to go skiing,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
down
it's
here.
your
Yep.
winter, isn't it? Yeah, that's
Our,
true.
Yeah.
our ski
It-
season starts on Monday.
if
Mhm.
you really want a glacier, go to Alaska.
Want a glacier, go to Iceland,
Yep.
Greenland.
Or Greenland.
Yeah, Greenland is the.
Or Sweden, or Norway, or Finland,
Have you been up that way, Ron?
or Italy. Come to think of it.
Yeah, Italy, the
Up
Italian
towards
Alps.
Greenland,
Way to go.
Greenland or Iceland?
Say
I've
that
skied-
again, Andrew.
Skied a few places in Italy.
He goes to Alaska.
Have you ever been to Greenland or Iceland?
No.
Up that way?
Been
He
to
goes
Ireland,
Alaska all the time.
England.
But on the glaciers in
Yeah, I've been to
Alaska.
Ireland and England.
Where are the great ski slopes of England and Ireland?
Well,
It's
in
called,
Scotland.
It's called Switzerland
No, they're in Scotland.
Oh, okay.
or Germany.
Actually, the Swiss and Italian Alps have some of the
Yeah,
best
don't mention
resorts
the war.
around.
No, there's some great skiing down here, but you'll have to wait a week or two before it actually starts. Mount Hotham, Mount Buller, and the Australian Alps, which are about 2.5 hours from where I am.
Mhm.
But you drive through what's called the Black Spur, and it's an old growth forest, and it's possibly one of the most beautiful drives you'll ever take.
Here you go, Andrew.
I
I skied Courmayeur, which is on the Italian side of Mont Blanc, or
Yeah.
Montevideo, and Chamonix is
Depends
on
where
the
you
French
are.
side of it. You've got the tunnel going between the two.
oh,
Yes.
I was
Awesome
up in Alaska
shot.
last year.
that's an awesome shot.
There's my glacier.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was cool.
Mine's got a fox stood on top of it. No, a polar bear. That was it.
Yeah.
Polar bear stood on top of it.
and a lot of people say sea-doos don't do well in Alaska. Well,
Foxy's glacier mints.
But you've got to wear a fox hat, though. Remember,
was
wear
cl-
the fox hat.
Well,
It
when
was
Ron was there, it was like you need a double thermal insulated
Oh,
and two personal flotation devices, one for you and one for all the clothing you're wearing.
Yeah.
yeah. It was chilly.
Tomorrow in Port Huron, there will be thunderstorms with a high of 65 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 52 degrees.
who's in Port Huron?
Paul.
Okay,
Oh,
I thought she was
Ron,
gonna. s-
Ron, I got a question for you. You remember
sir.
you were telling us a story not too long ago about being out in the woods and for some reason you went up the side of the hill and there was a big hole and you stuck your head in the hole and it was full of snakes?
Oh, that was I was hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a hunter with me, and the hunter reminded me of that bouncer that was on that movie. Oh shoot. Drawing a blank with Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze?
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
You remember that bouncer that like the guy that had the beard and when
The
that
only one I
giant
can think
polar
of
bear fellow stopped
is
on the-
Roadhouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this kid I had with me looked just like him. And we climbed up this hill after this antelope. And then I'm like, you okay? He's huffing and puffing because he's not used to the elevation. And he goes, yeah. I said, well, let's slide to the left. We slid to the left, right in front of this rock pile. And I said, you okay? He goes, yeah. No. Snake. I looked down. there's this baby rattlesnake. We're right in the middle of a rattlesnake nest. And I just grabbed a hold of him. I said, let's go. We rolled down the hill.
We're going that way.
Yep. Rolled down the hill. Oh my God. Yeah, that sucked. Yeah.
If you were hunting snake, you would have gotten the gold mine.
Yeah.
How many snakes were you figure that were there?
I don't know. We didn't stick around long enough.
I'm
One more than I wanted to
bunch.
see.
One was too many.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there were a bunch, right?
A lot. A lot.
Yeah.
Here's guys, here's a waterfall that was right by that glacier. This was kind of a cool photo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that taking the 360 cam or is that from
Yeah.
the GoPro?
Yep, that was with the X2.
Oh,
You see that the X4 that just came out?
Yeah, I know. It's-
8K?
It will be here Saturday.
Are you kidding me?
No. I talked to Matt last night because I'm tired of all the harassment. Like, Ron, I
Wait.
the X3 over the X2. So I called him to let him know I have the X4. coming.
Yes.
And then he tried to tell me
Winning.
that he was testing the X5. I'm like, what?
what?
Yeah, they send it out to
How,
big time YouTubers. I'm like,
unless
"You're so
it's
shit."
beta testing,
No.
there's no way the
No,
X5 is out yet.
Aldrin Asasio Flight Path just had an unboxing little thing on it
on the X.
But the only
X what?
problem is
on the X4.
on
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it'll be here
TVs
Saturday.
most TVs don't support 8K.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, you have to have an
Thing is, you
8K
can crop-
set.
You can crop it, but Matt tried to tell me that he was testing an X5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might be.
There's no X5.
Not yet.
Yeah, the
Right,
X5 is 15K.
Will be.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now here's the question. What's the bad
Gotcha.
news? How much?
It was only 4 something.
Really?
Yeah.
What's
400 something.
what's the time of the battery life on it?
Apparently 135 minutes.
At 4K?
Oh,
At
At
8K?
4K. At 8K, I think that's like cut in half. Still,
And then shoot in 1080 and you can get a lot more.
yeah. But I'll
Mhm.
yeah, I've got a wedding to videotape next weekend, and yeah,
I
I'm gonna
guess
take it with me.
you- 7K as well.
So
and it comes with the case and everything?
yeah,
Or do you have to so you didn't have to buy another case separately?
it comes with that soft case to protect those lenses.
That
and
pouch, like a pouch.
pouch, yeah.
But would you rather have the soft or a big hard shell
Um,
case?
I'm gonna have the soft case, to protect the lenses, but I've been looking for an excuse to hurry up and get one before I go back to Alaska. I mean, 2 years ago when I was up there, there's a tiny, tiny little door where you open it up and plug it in to charge it. And I remember being in the room that morning and untaking it off the charger, putting it in my bag, running down to the boat, getting out in the bay, and the first time we get a halibut online, and we're pulling it up out of 300 feet, and I'm like, let me stick the camera underwater to get film that halibut coming up. Well, the problem is I forgot to close that little battery door.
Salt water and electronics do not mix.
No,
Exactly.
and
True.
it was
The X-
instantly destroyed. Well, Dennis Lovelady heard of that story, and he felt
Mhm.
bad for me. So when he bought his X3, he sent me his X2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Still
they-
have it.
that
Still
is
use it.
luck.
and
That
gave
is
Matt
luck.
the X3.
So that, me having the X2, then when Dennis went to Australia, he gave Matt an X3 as a gift.
Oh,
And I haven't heard the end of it until now.
speaking of Dennis, I heard Dennis is going back to Australia
Yeah.
and
in,
he's going
July.
back to visit Matt
Yeah,
Northeast.
next month. Yep.
Yeah.
Going-
To get some more sushi.
Yeah, go up and get beat up by a koala bear again.
Let's remind him not to fight a kangaroo.
Yeah. That's what I want to do when I told
And-
Matt, I said, be prepared. I'm coming next year.
Yeah.
Alaska this year, Australia next year.
Yes.
And Matt likes to talk about the
gonna go-
barbecue story. The barbecue story.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go kangaroo hunting with a boomerang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
I want to meet Helen, the hot girlfriend.
Dominic,
you
is
met
it
her?
hard? Is it hard hunting with boomerang, Dominic?
It definitely is. Yes.
Have you
Dominic,
tried it?
Met Helen?
No.
Dominic?
No.
No? Oh. How you doing?
No, but he still owes me a hot dog.
Yes.
Hey, does
it-
Helen
it-
come with a pump and a needle valve for it?
Yeah.
No, I've seen pictures of Helen. Oh. Ooh, my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ron's referring to Helen as hot.
Oh, huge. Apparently she only brings a toothbrush, so she, it's one of those.
Uh,
Yep. Oh well.
Tim Jackson, if you're lurking, care to chime in?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if Matt's lurking,
Yeah.
yeah.
Care to say anything?
Yeah, do you want to deny these claims?
Yeah.
Going back to trees, Ron, have you ordered fruit trees or are they just ordinary ones?
Just cedar trees.
Ah.
Ones that the deer won't eat.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
so
fruit-
you're going to try and grow a new desk this time?
Yeah.
No.
Just don't use Bradford pear. Places are making them illegal.
Yeah. And looking at my little project outside.
You don't want any fruit trees out there. The animals will
No.
be eating it.
And
Well,
then
the animals
last
eat all his
picture I
corn
took-
anyway.
Today I hauled in all these rocks. By hand.
there's
Big pile of
nothing
rocks.
Oh yeah.
Those are good
Nothing
sized
quite
rocks.
like going into your garden and picking a few plums, apples, and pears.
Yeah.
Mm.
Those are big rocks.
And getting
Yeah.
purple
It's
purple
kind of
shit
the
everywhere
embankment.
after the birds eat your elderberries.
Mm.
Rocks are for this.
Oh, there they are waving at the bottom. Now, who is that? Who is that with you?
Who are you talking to?
Oh, I must be looking at way back when yeah, okay.
The
Yeah.
rocks are gonna go on this embankment.
Oh yeah,
to
YouTube
hold
is
the
so
stone
far
in.
behind.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
No.
So you're trying to shore up the embankment?
Yeah,
You did.
what I'm gonna do is put landscape weed barrier down and then put those big rocks down and then put 3/4 gravel on top of that. Cause before it was nothing more but weeds growing up there.
Mhm.
And it just looked like crap. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these railroad ties.
Yeah,
Uh,
just
what-
make it
what-
into a big rockery and plant some alpine plants.
What if it? I guess you're trying to form a retaining wall, right?
Yeah, I gotta build one more retaining wall down at the bottom. It's just gonna be one row of, I actually found 6x6 timbers yesterday. I gotta get down with a truck Saturday morning, go down to the hardware store and pick them up. And, yeah,
I believe there are some similar. They're almost like bricks you can
Yeah.
get from Home Depot or
yeah,
Lowe's,
Hmm.
yeah.
and they're not They're not expensive.
No,
Mm.
Just get some gabions, like wire mesh cubes that you just fill with rocks.
Mm.
Wire-
it's coming along though. It's taking time.
Yeah, layer chicken wire in between all the gravel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about
But-
that.
But is that where the deer usually scurry?
Yeah, they've had a tendency to do that.
If
I
you
don't know if
put
they're
barbed
gonna-
wire, they probably
Ron,
won't
do you
scurry
have
that
as
way.
many deer as usual, or is it kind of waned off a little bit?
It's weaned off because I just have not been feeding them. I'm trying to grow grass out there where I've been feeding them. I had 2 out there this morning. I fed them and they get up and left, but
Was your buddy Don also feeding them?
oh yeah. Yeah, but the funny thing with him, his did not come up. He had a feeder that was an automatic
Oh.
feeder that spit out corn every 8 hours or something.
Yeah.
But you come outside on the porch and they would like run a little bit. They'd real squeamish. But these ones here, they see you and run at you.
Yeah, Andrew,
Ooh.
don't live anywhere near Ron. He's he's a couple of hours away, isn't he?
Ron's a good probably 16 hours.
Yeah, you're on the East Coast, Andrew, aren't you?
Yeah, South Carolina.
South Carolina. I thought you were in the
Yeah.
Carolinas. Yeah.
I'm like 40 miles from the North Carolina border.
No,
Yeah.
I mean Ron is a couple of hours away from where Don lives.
No, I'm only 20 minutes.
Yeah, he's close.
No, Ron's friend Don,
Ron's friend.
not the other Don.
Oh,
Yes,
the other
Don
know.
Old.
Don. Where does the other Don live? It's on here, Don.
Mudball. Mudball's in Missouri.
Missouri. I
Oh,
couldn't think of the
yeah,
name.
Mm.
He's probably a good day's drive. At least.
And that's not a good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not a good
Mudball's
day.
not dying.
He's not listening either.
Yeah. He's lurking somewhere, I'd say.
He's still on the panel.
Mudball.
I don't
cooking
show-
dinner.
I don't show him on the panel.
I better know where he is.
He's cooking dinner.
No.
No, that was Justin. Oh,
He's
hang
on
on.
Gary's show.
I've got to
Yeah,
watch
he's
this.
on Gary's show.
I've got to
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was just about to say.
Guys, I'm gonna go call Don and
Okay.
See how
Ron,
he's
thanks
doing.
for stopping in, buddy.
No worries.
Good to see you, Ron.
You're always
Yeah, it's been
welcome.
a while.
Everybody asks about you.
Later on.
how you guys are
Hey,
doing.
take care.
Yeah,
Take care, Joe.
we'll see you guys.
See ya.
Take care, Ron.
See you, Ron.
He needs a vacation.
Yeah, he's really
Aren't we all?
looking dragged out, isn't he?
Aren't we all?
He needs a he needs like a week off.
Or he
No,
needs
2
or he
weeks
needs,
off.
Or he needs one of those really hot bartenders.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't help you relax. That just knackers you out even more.
No, what
No,
I mean,
would
it
you
puts a
relax?
smile, it puts a smile on his face.
It'd
what was
relax
the-
me, I'll tell you.
what did he say Matt's girlfriend's name was?
Helen.
Helen?
Helen.
Ron needs a Helen. What do you think, Steve?
Yep. He used to have one, except she ended up getting married.
Joe, are you still using that TENS device?
No. I took it off last night.
And your back
I'm
feels.
starting to get tightened up even more, but that was only about 24 hours ago that happened.
Are you sore, Paul?
Yeah. When,
You
when
get
I-
it?
it's like that's as far as I can turn my head right there.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, I've got arthritis in my neck. I know that feeling.
Chiropractor.
Well,
I would take some Aleve. Aleve might help.
I've been taking 4 of those at a time, 3 times a day.
That's way over your daily amount.
Well, Steve,
Just
you probably
do
didn't
not-
hear, but yesterday I did a header down the basement steps and tripped and fell and
Yeah.
right into the wall.
Oh no.
My head,
his hand.
screwed my hand all up.
Holy
Yeah.
moly. I wonder if
But
you
you still fly your drone. That's all it
Yeah.
counts.
Yeah.
I wonder
Yeah.
if I wonder if something
He's
you
got-
compress something in your spine or just stretch or just pulled the muscle.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna go away is what I'm hoping.
When did
bet
this
he's
happen?
Yesterday
Yeah,
after
24 hours.
you know, it was yesterday.
Then
morning.
Oh.
so it's not 48 hours. Put ice on it. Pack it down.
Let's see. Right, rest, ice,
The only
compress, and what's E?
thing that Paul's got in his freezer is tubs of ice cream.
Elevate.
I got
I
ice
don't-
cream. I could roll in my ice cream.
Elevate.
There you
Yeah.
go. He's elevating it right now on top of his shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What-
get some ice on it.
What?
Because he definitely hasn't got any frozen packets of vegetables in there.
No.
No, I
Hell
wouldn't have any. of those.
no.
Steve, with your medical background, would that icy hot help Paul's neck?
48 hours. Within 48 hours, ice it. Then after that, you can use the other stuff.
Eat it.
Yep.
But the first 48 hours, ice it down on all your muscles and strains.
fast.
And
But
strains.
there's also one you can literally like place on your neck, and
I
over
do
time
that,
it
and
goes
then I let my
cold
shoulders
to
go
hot.
down. I get this pinch right back here in the back.
I'm wondering if I'm thinking nerve pinch or something like that.
Yeah,
Probably
he
pulled-
compressed
Steve.
everything when he hit it and probably
Yep.
pinched it a little bit.
Did
Mm.
you hit a railing on the way down, or the
No,
edge of a shelf?
no,
He hit his head.
hit my head.
I know.
On the
How
wall?
mu- how much damage to the wall?
I don't know. I haven't looked. I haven't gone back down. I had to
Is it-
crawl up the stairs.
It was in the basement.
Oh, you can see the kind of like black and blue on the edge of your eye there.
And
Yeah,
there's my
I can
hand.
see it here and up here.
yeah.
Top right
Hey,
here,
Lisa.
here.
And you
Yeah.
couldn't, you weren't sleepy last night, right? There you go. You're good. As
If
long as you start getting lethargic and sleepy, you're all right.
It's like the guy
If
that
he's-
goes to the doctor and saying, "Doctor, there's something wrong with me." When I poke my finger here, it hurts, and when I do it here, it hurts, and if I do it here, it hurts, and if I do it here, it hurts. He says, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "What?" So you got a broken finger.
Yeah.
That's like the old joke about when I do this, it hurts. The doctor says, "Well, don't do that."
Oh, don't do
Yeah.
that.
Exactly, yeah.
Quick fix to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Like
sorry to
my-
hear
my-
about your fall, Paul. That's not good.
well,
Especially I'm here by myself, you know.
Yeah, that's I
And-
know.
well,
And
And
I
he did-
forgot to take my phone with me.
Mm.
I was going downstairs.
well, I'm
Yeah, it could be like Dr. Long, when I met him 2 years ago, as my primary doctor. That's
Mhm.
before I had my knee done. So I had my cane. And I'm walking in with the cane and I'm sitting there and he's looking at me and he said, "What's the cane for?" I said, "My knee hurts." He says, "'Cause you're fat."
Yep.
I just looked at him and said, "Well, I've lost 40 pounds." And he said, "You're
he
still
goes-
fat."
Still
He
fat.
goes, "That'll be $100."
I said, "You're still fat."
Well-
like that. He's
Well,
chilled
that
a little
could
bit
be-
the last 2 years.
that could be genetic.
No, it wasn't. It was what I ate.
Should have said, "Yeah, and I'm old as well."
Yeah, usually what I do is I have a lanyard that I put on my put this in my shirt pocket.
Yeah, you needed to keep it on you.
Hey, JD.
Well, I set it here on the desk when I charge it up.
You need an emergency wireless emergency button.
No, because you guys might remember when the ambulance came and got me the last time with the police. My part of the bill for that whole thing is $5,000.
Check.
Wow.
My insurance paid the other $25,000.
Jesus.
Oh, wait, so your whole bill was over 30,000?
Yes,
You know.
I was in
So
the
what-
hospital for 5 days.
Is that what your deductible is? 5,000 in your insurance policy?
As percentages.
Oh, shoot.
Thank God for the UK. Everything's free.
Yep.
Well, it's almost free with the package
What-
I'm
what-
on for my medical, because my maximum out of pocket now, because it's through Medicare, and then I have what they call scan healthcare. I'm on that, so that gives me all my medications for my diabetes, my sensors, everything is all included with that. Maximum out of pocket is $750 a year. If you do go to the hospital, it's
Yeah.
$100.
Mine is
Can't believe
still
we did that.
0.
For certain medications, the
Wow,
only
that's
thing we
ridiculous.
have to argue with the
Same here.
insurance about is participating pharmacies. For
Oh,
certain
look
medic-
at the little buddy there.
Hello.
No,
A pharmacy
if you
for
don't-
us is pretty
if you don't
easy. We can go to any of, like,
if you don't
because
medication,
it's under Medicare, so that's what it's being billed through. But it's actually scanned, so it doesn't go through Medicare. They take everything. And
Oh, is
one,
that
we can go
local?
local. We can go local pharmacy, or like what I do for my insulin and stuff like that. I get a 90-day supply through it called
'Cause-
Express Scripts, and they mail it right to your front door.
They're
Yeah,
still
we
around?
can do that as well.
Express Scripts is still
If-
around?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
If you need a lot of medications every month, you can qualify for what they call a general practitioner's exemption certificate, which
Yep,
means
we
you
do.
get
We have that
free,
here too.
free prescriptions, which is the only thing that we pay for. Other than that, we don't need medical insurance unless you want to go private, because
Yeah.
national health is free.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
You
well,
can
to give
get
you
it done on the next.
But
You get it
once
down
you get
here.
once you get over the age of 60, all medications are free anyway.
yeah.
You have
Well,
to satisfy what we
somewhere-
call the safety net.
My regular
And then
regular medications I
Free, I
take,
think.
just oral stuff, it's free. A 90-day
Yeah.
supply, every 90 days automatically comes
Well,
through
what
Express
happens
Scripts.
when you go after the donut?
And we get
Once you hit the
Every
donut and
28
and the
days.
plan?
I would don't have it when you're on Medicare when you're going through what they call, in essence, scan is like
Oh,
an
you've got
it's
the-
like an
yeah.
HMO, but they cover everything. So
You've got the other plan. Okay.
Yeah.
but all my doctors, when I was coming off from my wife's insurance, all my doctors are covered underneath this plan. So why pay
Mm.
for a PPO when I can get it with just regular HMO? And my out of pocket a month for the insurance is $143 a month for health insurance.
Now we
I
do it a
suppose-
little differently. With the hospital as that I was in, it's 4 to a bed, but if you've got private health insurance, you can get your own bed. And I thought, well, I'm not spending all that money on health
You got to
insurance.
share a bed with 4 other
Free.
people.
No,
Oh, hey,
I meant share the room. with
all
3
depends
others.
on what she looks like.
I was-
Yeah,
you-
exactly.
Oh,
You
the
said
ward,
you
the
it
ward
was
has
4 to
four
a
beds.
4 to a bed, and I go, what?
4 to a room, I think.
Four
I meant to
beds.
say.
I think Dominic meant 4 beds to a room.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
And
Yeah,
don't-
for-
hey, you still share a
for-
bed with her.
It was more interesting the other way, Dominic. I don't know if I
Yeah, I
changed
know.
it.
Four
Yeah,
to a
for-
Can't
bed.
clip that one. Anybody out there wants to clip it?
Yeah, for like my insulin through it on the old plan, I had to pay all my deductible up front. So like a 90-day supply of the one insulin I was taking,
Hmm.
that was $1,195 for 90 days.
Jesus.
Now,
Jesus.
now it's $55.
But did you see how certain insulin has come down
have
in price?
2 different insulins and the Ozempic, and it's still all free.
Andrew,
Yeah.
you can't buy that third world insulin and expect to get good stuff.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
they only give us prescriptions for like 28 days usually. So every 28 days, you just renew it and get fresh.
Yeah. 60
I
days.
get it for 90 days at a time. And it
60
comes
days,
shipped,
and I think
it
it's
comes through
$5.
Express Script in a white styrofoam box with blue ice in the inside for the
Yeah.
insulin. It's kept cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
the
be
thin
refrigerated.
packs of ice? It's long.
The frozen
mean-
blue ice packs.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the ones.
Yeah.
My
So
brother
you
does
could-
that.
So
We
if
have some places
say
that will-
Steve slips,
deliver-
falls, and sprains his ankle, he could use
I don't-
one of those ice packs to cover his whole ankle.
You can use
Yeah.
some frozen green beans or peas or corn from the freezer.
Yeah,
or
like
Yeah,
I
he
have
doesn't.
mine.
He
Or
doesn't eat
steak.
vegetables.
Paul
Or
doesn't
better
eat
yet,
that.
ice cubes in a
Every meal I do, Steve, is microwave meal that's pre-made.
There you go. Well, you got ice and you got a towel, so just pull some ice in it or a plastic bag, put it in a baggie, put it on your shoulder and neck.
But once in a while, don't you want something that's not a pre-made meal?
No,
Like a craving for,
No.
I want some
No.
fresh turkey.
no.
Boston
yeah.
bun.
He
Yeah,
does.
he does.
Or
He gets
ham.
ice cream.
Bob Evans breakfast
Cream and
bowls.
Boston creams.
Bob Evans breakfast bowls and Boston creams and ice cream. Yep.
Well,
Hey, Paul.
Oh,
that's,
he's got it. His ice
Go-
cream.
Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, Paul, that fried pie I had this morning,
Yeah.
that apple one, I'm looking at their website. Cause I'm thinking about the way that thing tasted, you know, and it's a 6-count you can buy, $13.95, okay? You can get 2 banana cream, 2 coconut cream, and 2 chocolate cream.
Wow.
There goes my blood sugar.
Yeah.
And it's got, like I said,
it put a big happy face on you.
There
might
you
kill
go,
me.
Joe. I'll loan
It's
to you.
easy. It's
I
easy
got
to
it. I
deal
got it in the
with,
back.
Joe. When you're on insulin, you just add an extra couple of clicks on the
Yeah.
pen.
Yeah.
You can get them in.
A couple of
they-
extra
look,
units. Yeah.
Yeah,
They-
they've
they-
got key
you-
lime, they've
Go for
got
it.
apple, lemon, blueberry, banana, chocolate, pineapple, strawberry, cherry.
Oh,
Ooh.
But it's like Ubik pies were, it was like a pie crust. This, when I bit into it, it was more like a French pastry type of crust.
Oh, okay.
And when I bit into it, I went, "Oh my God, I don't need a woman now." As soon as I bit into it, I said that. I said, "I don't need a woman. Doesn't need one of these."
Is it like a McDonald's fried apple pie?
It's like a fried apple pie, but it's McDonald's not even close. not even in the same city. Okay,
Do they do rhubarb?
no.
Oh,
But
what a
my
shame.
thing is, I can tell you where you can go in and buy a 6-count assortment and tell them the 6 you want, right? I would probably go the blueberry, the cherry, the strawberry, the coconut cream, banana cream, and chocolate cream.
Oh,
And then
but,
I'd be in a hospital. Yeah.
but the question is,
Hey,
which
David.
one do you
Yeah.
think is best?
Hey, David.
You would be if you
Oh.
ate them one after
Good
the other.
evening, sir.
If I ate them in a week, I'd be in a hospital. My blood sugar would go flip.
your blood sugar is even flipping probably now thinking
How-
about it.
How do they
Hey, I'm
do?
still-
I'm
I'm
It
still
doesn't
feeling
go
funny.
up that. It
If you
takes a
put a-
fair to put it up.
if you put a couple in the fridge and the rest in the freezer, how do they do frozen?
I put like this, I would not buy 6 of them because I wouldn't want them to be a day old. They tasted so good. Because my son brought it to me this morning. He brought it to me he brought it last night. He said he got it yesterday. So I had it within 24 hours of him buying it from the bakery. And that sucker was like, God, that thing was good.
I guess you don't get those very often, huh?
I've never got one before. I never knew they existed.
Is it a new bakery?
No, they
Oh.
they're big for their pies and their king cakes and their dobash cakes and their chantilly cakes and their cream cheese cakes and all of this.
Is that
It's
local?
it's a local bakery. It's right down the street.
Okay.
but
so
Randazzo's-
it's not a chain.
It
It's
doesn't
a
sound
family.
like
It's a
bakery.
family. It's a family
Bakery.
bakery, and they branched off. Each one of them branched off and put their own version of it. And they've got it's one of them's Nana's. One of them is I can't remember for all the names, but all the different Randazzos are different people in the family that they got in a big argument, so they just went out and opened their own store each,
Yeah, we have a Mexican
and
food
everybody has
restaurant
something a
that
little
way.
different. Yeah,
A family-owned Mexican restaurant, and they did the same thing. They all split apart. Each one
Yeah,
owns
and
a
the-
different store.
and Randazzo's king cakes. If you
Yeah,
get a
ice
king
cream
cake,
that did that.
$35 for a king cake.
How big is it?
Oh, it's enough to feed about 12 people, but it's the Mardi Gras king cakes when
Oh,
I mean,
okay, so they're
20 years ago they were $8. Now you're
Now,
paying $38 for these things.
Well, welcome to reality.
12 of
Oh yeah,
waffle.
so in the
I didn't hear
past,
that.
so a past number of years they've gone from
So
about 25 to $38.
yeah.
and they've gotten smaller.
Yeah.
No, not
Shrink-
really.
You can thank the current administration for shrinkflation.
No,
They're still-
it
No,
happens
no,
down
no,
here
no.
as well. So
It's happened
Yeah,
over
they-
here. Greg's the bakery.
The world.
The,
everything
the,
world
past,
is
the
smaller.
good old cheese onion pasty went from a size of a DVD case. It's now half the size of a CD case, half the filling, and it's double the price.
exactly.
It's because it's double the price for the ingredients to make it.
No, it's not. Cheese is
You
actually
want to
half
you
the
want to make
price.
you want to guess again what the
only
prices
made
are,
with cheese, onions, and potato.
and they everything one of those items you mentioned has probably gone up at least 35% in cost to 50% in cost for raw
Che-
materials.
Well, actually,
Uh,
cheese has
somebody-
gone down in price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the few products that has fallen. So was
What
onions.
is?
Onions
Cheese.
didn't go up.
Onions didn't go up, but
No, the
pastry
potato-
did
well,
go up
potatoes-
10%.
Potatoes
I'm-
went up, they come down again.
Yeah.
On average, I heard since in the last 4 years, average price of groceries has gone up 25%.
Yeah, be
35.
about right.
35.
But I'll let you know
Maybe even
something else,
40.
Andrew.
When you
All
grow
right.
your own potatoes and your own onions, they don't go up in price.
Over here,
But the seeds
when all
might.
this started, we had the media all going, the cost of bread has gone up. It's now the average loaf is £1.50. There was not one loaf in the supermarket at £1.50.
Exactly.
Tesco's, Sainsbury's, Aldi. In fact, I could still get bread for 39 pence for a loaf. Right?
Not here anymore.
And then
Now.
suddenly,
You might get it for a quid.
retailers were like, we can put the price up.
Price
here.
gouging.
And that's
Think-
where it all went. The media started it, and then they all ran with it. And
I
now,
think the cheapest loaf at Tesco's is 95p now.
no, it's not.
Be about right.
That
Yeah,
is-
right.
A
You can get-
loaf of bread here, the cheapest that you're going to find for a loaf of bread, and that's say the store brand name, no major
Yeah.
brand name,
Yeah.
is going to be about $2 a loaf minimum.
Wow.
Hey,
Well, over
Yeah.
here, you can get Tesco's bread, Tesco's branded bread,
Mhm.
and that's 47 pence. But you can also get Tesco's super loaf bread, 75 pence. And then Warburton's and Holvis, they went up near 150, but they're back down to nearer a pound.
Now,
Is
if you're
the
talking
soup-
like all these grain breads and stuff like that, you're
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about
that's $7
that's
or
where it
$8
all
a
goes.
lot.
Yeah, add money to them. yeah.
$3.50 to
It-
$5 a loaf.
David,
They're
is
about
Now
the,
it
$7 a loaf here.
is
The
the super loaf, is that a bigger loaf of bread?
No, it's
Oh,
just
where
a
you
cup.
Bread-
It's
Just
just a
standard
cup.
size.
Fresh baked bread's about £2.50 a loaf.
Where the hell
a
are
little
you
bit more here.
shopping?
But
Dude, I might
Tesco,
start making mine again. cheaper.
95 pence for a fresh baked loaf in our Tesco's.
Well,
Well,
depends-
it depends on the
easily
location.
$4.
Location of Tesco's.
And that's
No,
what
what kind of
that's
area
what-
it is.
all the plain.
We're in Essex. Everything's
All
heaps
the-
more expensive down here than it is in
All
Manchester.
the
Well, you
plain white
pay.
bread, plain brown bread, they slice it before they pack it instead of leaving it whole.
I don't
If
mind
I-
it.
Don't
fresh-
here.
I want a fresh loaf of bread. I want it a complete loaf so I can cut it myself.
So you can do your doorsteps.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bloomer.
And the bottles of milk, you leave your old glass bottles out there to be picked up and returned.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, we don't do that
They're
anymore.
all plastic now.
But milk has come down in price again.
You can get milk in glass bottles though if you still have a milk delivery.
what
Yeah,
if
you
you
can get it
what
here,
if you
but
live
it's
in
like
the
$7 or $8.
what if you live in the old house that still
Well,
have
because
the milk door? You open the door, put the milk in, and then from the
We don't
inside,
have
go
But
cover
They
it.
still
anyway,
do that.
We don't
Mark,
have that. They
Dominic,
used to leave it on the doorstep.
Yeah.
Mark, Dominic, we've got a problem. There's a
What?
problem in the room. We're going to have to face a new world order. The
Why?
favourites for the Cricket World Cup, Pakistan, got beat today by the US of A. All right.
And yet none of the Americans like cricket.
Well, they may not do.
Do they even
Well,
know that the
cricket-
cricket
They've
is
just,
on?
they've just created the biggest World Cup shock in history.
Not unless they're chocolate coated, then we'll like it.
Chocolate
Well,
cricket.
cricket has never really
So you
taken
get
off in
them-
America.
You get that in Thailand.
Well, what does that say about the game of cricket if those damn Yankees can do it and nobody gives a shit, you know?
Exactly.
Well, if
You know what
there's a
it- you know what
cricket
it
team that
says?
performs like the Yankees do, well,
No, you know what it says?
sports in the world of hurt.
Behind your facade of we don't give a shit, we know that competitiveness is still there, and you're like, I'll fucking kick your ass.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Bring it on.
That's the
So
spirit.
who the American beat? Who they beat?
Pakistan.
Okay,
Five.
I thought you said they thought they said they beat Britain. I said, well, y'all used to it.
We're not the favourites to win. Pakistan was.
There you go.
But they got off
Who
to a
dat?
shocker.
Yeah.
Joe, who dat?
One bad.
Who did
yeah,
that?
one bad over.
That's
Who
what it
did
was
that?
as well.
Who did
They
that?
managed to draw. It actual game ended in a draw, which is unusual for cricket.
Yeah.
And then they played the Super Over,
Super over.
and
Yeah.
USA won it.
In the super over. Yeah.
Crazy.
Just goes to show if you put your mind to it, you can do it.
Sounds like a
Exactly.
good match.
Well, they won't have had any baseball players in the team because it's baseball season now, and they wouldn't have
Yeah.
let them go.
I wonder how many of those have been imported.
Well, they have to be from the USA to play, don't they?
Yeah. Okay.
How many people from in the USA are from the USA?
A lot.
Quite a few.
Yeah, there's a hell of a lot that aren't as well.
Yeah, we won't go down that route.
That ratio has changed
Mind
immensely in the
you,
past 4 years.
Let's just stick to cricket.
There are a hell of a lot of
Um,
people in the UK that aren't from the UK either.
There's a lot of South
Well,
Africans.
let's
in
just
the-
stick to
in the
cricket.
In fact,
UK
a hell of a
cricket
lot of
team.
them are from Pakistan.
Or South Africa.
Most of us have ancestors that were either from
China.
Australia
Oh.
or the UK. Some of which
Oh.
live in the US now.
Oh, I do. I have English, Irish, Scotch, German, Dutch, and French on my dad's side.
Doesn't matter where people are from.
That's more countries than I.
Look, here's a point. Dallas is from Detroit.
Hmm.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But
Well,
back
my
to
family's
sporting.
all from most
but
of my
back to
family's from
sport.
Scotland,
Yes.
England, and Ireland.
Yeah, let's just go back to sport a minute.
Yeah.
There's a lot of World Cups and sporting events going on at the moment.
Yeah.
I'd just like to tell you, the US of A, pack it in.
Yeah.
Are you, David? Are you suggesting pack it in, or we're gonna kick your ass.
When it comes to cricket, we probably will.
No, I'm watching the golf in
I knew
Cleveland.
you were gonna say something like that.
The golf's
You've
in
got the golf
Cleveland.
and the
Golf
cricket
Club.
on at the moment. And I think you've got the French Open as well.
Yes, because Wimbledon starts
French
in a
Open
couple of weeks.
tennis. Wimbledon starts next week or the week after?
No, I think it goes French
We go-
Open,
we- at the end,
Queens,
the
Wimbledon.
second week in
Yeah.
June isn't it, or third week in June?
Yeah. It goes Wimbledon, French Open, Queens for 2 weeks, then Wimbledon.
He's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flushing Meadows.
And then you've
'Cause
got
I know
Then
Wimbledon
got
is
the-
going on during our
we
4th
got
of
the
July
Ashes coming
holiday.
up after the World.
Yeah, you got the
2020.
Ashes.
You've got the US Golf Open next weekend.
Yeah, we got the
Yeah.
Euros. That's all going off next week.
Assuming the weather is good, right?
And they got the Olympics going on in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
haven't
the
they?
Olympics is, I think, about 1 month time.
Yep.
Next
Olympics
weekend,
Was
I
the end
believe
of July after
next-
the UK's.
next weekend
British-
is Olympic trials for swimming in Indiana.
Well, put it this way: on the 4th of July, which is your Independence Day, I believe. Right?
Your
When,
election
when
day.
that guy flew his spaceship.
David, you answered something correctly.
I always do. I'm just about to say, wasn't it when that guy flew a spaceship into another spaceship? But no, seriously now, on the 4th of July, we have a general election here. We also have the Euros, the tennis, the cricket, and rugby, and maybe the Olympics.
And
All
for those
on
of
the
you
same day.
that are completely ignorant about it, the Euros is football.
Yeah.
I think they got
So what you're trying to say is your community is shutting down now for the next month?
Yeah.
Because of cricket or
I wish
The
it
month
was.
after.
football.
We have that. We have that in September where we're absolutely flooded by sport. September and January.
Oh, and even more
Football
news.
playing.
In a couple of weeks' time, football's back. The normal
Hey.
football.
Okay. What is Laura doing then during football?
Could
Building-
involve a joypad, a computer, and 2 weeks.
Fortnite.
That's the one.
Yeah. Fortnite and Lego.
They do it in a few years' time when I go up to them pearly gates and he goes, "Do you have any gripes?" And I go, "Yes, I got dumped for a computer game. Why?"
David, it's going to be quite a while before you hit those pearly gates. It's
It
going to be
ain't.
quite a while.
It is not. I bet I'll be the first one on this panel there. Only because Paul will be lost going, fucking round here somewhere.
I know the light switch is here.
Yeah. Paul will be going back going, fuck off, I've left my controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and David will say, Paul, switch is over there to your left on the wall.
But no, I've got a lot going on, so.
How are you, Jason?
Yeah, because
Yeah, exactly. Laura will be playing Fortnite.
Yeah. And when I go back to the hospital, I have to explain to them that my 12 seizures last Monday have left me with leg problems. Now I've got proper twitches in my legs.
Mm.
Whoa.
They won't.
When you
Apparently, the seizures won't cause me any damage.
Oh, okay.
Liars.
so you going when you going back in?
I've got blood test Monday. Got the follow up. I think it's in May. No,
We're
June.
past
No,
we're
it's June.
past May.
June. I don't know.
Close
I don't
enough.
know. It's in the diary somewhere. They keep
Later this month.
Yeah.
Okay.
A real good question now, because I'm almost certain it's in a couple of days.
What's that?
My follow up for my thing in January.
Right.
We must see you in 6 weeks. It's important we see you in 6 weeks. 4 weeks later, we have to move your appointment to June.
What if they can't fit you in 6 weeks? What if it's 8 weeks because of their
No.
scheduling?
The operation I had and the complications I had, they were supposed to see me in 6 weeks. Yeah. When I go back, yeah, if it's not cleared like they wanted, by delaying it, it means that when they have to do another operation, it could leave me paralyzed. Right? And that's what they were trying to avoid. But by delaying it now, they may have just signed me to that thing. Which might be why my seizures are causing me leg problems. Because I'm aggravating things.
By
No,
Sunday,
you're not aggravating much.
David, you have nothing wrong up here.
You want to bet? Andrew, answer this question. Who am I in a relationship with? Answer the question. Who
Are
am
you
I in a
serious?
relationship with?
Laura.
You want the
All
truth?
right.
You
Now
can't
ask
handle the
Joe.
truth.
Now ask Joe if there's anything wrong with me.
Joe, is there anything wrong with David?
Take the fifth, Joe. Take the fifth.
Like the fifth.
Only thing wrong
Or-
with David is when I hear Laura in the background holler, "Shut up, Joe," because he can't handle that woman.
Or maybe no one does.
You can't control her.
If anybody wants to try, more than happy to pass over the baton.
No way. I just look stupid, okay?
So if you're going to be there, Laura's going to be on and off helping Mom.
No,
Then
Laura's not
then-
helping Mum now. Mum's got carers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
Right. My situation now is there's nothing anyone can do. It's just letting nature take its course. Unless they work out that it ain't as bad as they thought and I only need a minor operation. Which, yeah.
Well, there's a
Is
simple operation to stop you from bleeding. Just take your heart out.
this might be
Well,
unorthodox.
why don't we just cut a hole in my arm, put a funnel on it and drain out all the blood, and then you don't have to keep coming back for more freaking blood samples.
I was thinking
Yeah.
an outside the box thing.
Yeah.
Smoking some Mary Jane might help your seizures.
It's never going to happen. I'll tell you why, Andrew. Many, many, many years ago, when I was just a wee nipper, all right, I was 14. One of my friends,
So we're talking centuries ago now.
yeah, something like that. One of my friends,
Yeah.
yeah, smoked some marijuana, as you want to call it. Then he took some magic mushrooms, and then he jumped over the balcony and said, "I can fly." Guess what?
You can't.
He
He
can't.
couldn't. But if it helps, he landed on a police car.
Oh, okay.
So they were there
better if he
immediately.
landed
They were
on
there
an
immediately to deal with the scene.
But marijuana has been proven to help people with seizures.
Not just
No.
marijuana. It's the lab filtering of it. You take it down
Yes.
as an oil. Because
Yeah, it's the
oil.
my cousin, his old
CBD.
girlfriend, she was called the weed doctor when she testified in DC. And what she did is she was using it on children with ADD, having problems with it, and you just put the drops in like tea or other juice or something
Yeah.
like that, and it
Yeah.
would calm down. And especially with the seizures, because there was a program here called Weed. Well, there's two of them. There was like a comedy show, but the one was like a documentary on Discovery Channel, and this one guy, he had been contacted by this gal, and she was a physician. Her son was having over 125 seizures a day at
Yeah.
5 years old. She went to him and he knew this one grower that would grow the specific plant, and that was the best for extracting and creating this oil out. They got busted. The feds came through and took out all of the guy's groves. Ended up finding another one. He made these drops, and that little boy that was 5 years old having that many seizures, he went from that down to having 5 or less a day within 3 days of taking the oil drops.
But it's not a fix-all for everybody.
No, it isn't.
Because although it may help with the seizures, it won't help with my mental health issues.
Mhm.
You know, and I've seen some serious shit, as I've just told you. I saw a
Mhm.
friend think he can fly. I've tried to fly myself and failed.
Yeah.
I've taken overdoses. I've been attacked. I've been stabbed. Yeah. I've been through shit. I've been blown up by the IRA, the little bastards.
Precious.
Right?
At
still
one
here.
point in time, weren't you homeless on a park bench?
Twice in my life. One before I met Laura, and in a couple of weeks, it'll be a year to the day that.
And then again, when he gets in a fight with Laura, he's back out on the park bench.
No. I'm lucky this time. This property is in my name, and the birds are on the tenancy, but Laura is not. Because I don't know why they put the birds on, but not Laura. And we are still trying to fight to get Laura put on there.
Hello.
Because at the end of the day, something happens to me, they could kick Laura out and just say, nope, you weren't on the tenancy, get out.
Hi. Good.
Oh, he kicked off.
Ranger.
Yeah, you need to be careful
Bye.
with that. Definitely. Well, gentlemen, I got to back out of here.
Yeah, I think it's time, don't
I
you?
was just
Dominic?
gonna say that it's getting to that time again.
And Joe's been holding down the fort for me all
Yeah.
afternoon.
And congratulations at the cricket, but pack it in.
Yep. Okay. Thanks, everybody. We'll see all of you again in the morning.
Get used to it.
Bye,
No.
David.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye,
Get
Mark,
get
Dominic.
well, Paul. Hope you feel
See you.
better.
Take care. Yep.
Later,
Take
Paul.
care, Paul.
You
Thanks,
too.
Joe.
Boston